Welcome to The Goods from the Woods, the Corona Mixtape, Volume 2. Oh, and that music can only mean one thing. We have a very special guest for this episode, the no longer star of Jackass number 4, Westchester, Pennsylvania's own Bam Margera. Bam, how are you?
You guys are total assholes.
Us?
Whoever's pulling this prank, is it Knoxville? Did Knoxville do this?
Well, Jeff Tremaine did contact the show and told us what to kind of expect from you, because he does have a restraining order against you.
Oh yeah, it's like the gag. Like, I get the gag. All right, like yeah, it's fucking funny, asshole. You guys are assholes. It's funny. I'll be at the set. I set an alarm for the set. I'm gonna go there tomorrow.
What are you gonna do when you get there? I think the movie's done. I think the production's over.
Oh, I think that's all part of the gag.
They're gonna restart the movie to include.
Oh yeah, the movie's over. You guys are assholes. All right, you guys are fucking dicks. You're dicks. Look, just shoot something out of my ass, or I'll shoot something. Phil's ass or whatever it is, but you guys are fucking dicks as long as there's no snakes.
What is left to shoot from either your ass or into Phil's ass? Seems like you've shot it all.
Oh, there's all types of things to shoot into Phil's ass.
Yeah? Okay, what's some like off-camera stuff that we've never seen that has been shot into Phil's ass?
Chili string. those snakes in cans that pop out. That would be coming out of his ass.
So you have to put the can facing business end out, and then he could...
I was going to shoot one of those out of my ass, but then they put a real snake in there. I was like, you guys are fucking dicks. You guys are assholes.
Oh, man. Well, Bam, I'm not sure what you've been up to during this whole pandemic thing. We'll definitely talk about it, but as for me and my friends, we've been sitting in this here damn studio, and we recorded 150 episodes of our little side series, the Corona Diaries.
Did you light firecrackers off each other's nuts?
It almost came to that. We were very nearly that bored at many points, but no, we left all the firecrackers to all of our neighbors that live in the trees around our house.
One time I jumped out of a tree and I broke my tailbone. It sucked ass.
Yeah? Did you have to like sit in a wheelchair or like something like that?
Well, I got in a wheelchair, then they pushed me off a half pipe, and I landed on the back of my neck, and it sucked ass.
That sucks, man. That's unfortunate.
It was great. That's how real friends hang out.
We're gonna roll into a couple of clips here. This is part 2 of our Corona mixtape, and part 1 we covered the first 75 episodes, and now we're gonna cover the second 75 episodes here with a few clips on a few different topics. We'll start here. Actually, I think you might enjoy this one, Bam. We'll start off with this. This was a YouTube prank that went horribly, deadly wrong. So this is
so it went really well.
It went as well as you can imagine. Let's hear it. I have one more short story to share with you, and this is along the lines of stuff that we've talked about, but involves a YouTube prank.
I love it. I love it already.
So, Nashville, Tennessee, 20-year-old Timothy Wilkes met an untimely end while filming a YouTube prank in the parking lot of an urban air indoor trampoline park near Nashville. The Washington Post reports that Wilkes and a friend were attempting to film the reactions of people while they were being held at knife point. Wilkes would brandish a knife, pretending to rob strangers while his friend was filming. Nashville police.
Whoa, what a great prank.
Yeah, you know that prank where you make someone...
Where everybody has fun. at the end, they're like, oh man, what a good prank, dude. You totally made me think I was about to die.
Witnesses told detectives that Wilkes approached 23-year-old David Starnes Jr. with a butcher knife. Starnes immediately pulled out a gun and shot Wilkes, who died instantly.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's, it's one of those things where you're like, I mean, the guy died, but also it's like, yeah, man, he was
trying to rob people.
You pulled a knife on a guy in a parking lot in Nashville. What did you think?
It is crazy to do that in the South, where so many people carry guns on them.
Right. Like,
even when you're going to the trampoline park, you got to stay strapped,
Yeah, dude.
For good reason, apparently.
Yeah, because you might have weird YouTubers being like, I'm giving your own money, dude.
You made the craziest face.
The shooter stayed on the scene until emergency services arrived and told the Metropolitan Police Department that he had acted in self-defense. No one has been charged in Wilkes' death, and the investigation is ongoing. So I wanted to shout out.
It is funny to be so right. You killed somebody. You're like, I'm just going to stay here until the cops will happen. And they'll totally be on my side.
Yeah, and it's on film.
Oh boy. I'm sure that guy's parents are so proud of the kid they raised.
So I wanted to shout out at Chris_Murphy91 for sending that to me, because I was like looking at it, I was like, I want to find any opportunity to find this tragic, but it's like, nope, that's just a perfect A + B = C. Like that's what happens.
It unfortunately is funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
This man is the donkey of the week on the Goods from the Woods podcast.
I mean, it's so. I love the idea that it's like, oh yeah, for this prank, I'm gonna pretend to fucking put these people in mortal danger.
Yeah, and the felony prank, even if they successfully did that and didn't get killed, that would be just them uploading a super illegal thing to the internet.
yeah, if they didn't get killed, they would definitely at least go to jail. So
yeah,
fucking ridiculous. What's the funniest article of clothing that you own, Bam?
Let's see. I have none of my shirts. I have a bunch of button-up shirts, but I took all the buttons off, so you can see my chest and my hymn tattoos.
Your what do they call that? The heartograms.
Yeah, no, hymn tattoos.
How did you feel, by the way, when Steve-O got the heartogram tattoo, but the bottom of the heart is a penis?
I think he took my idea. I think they're all taking my ideas.
Yeah.
Personally, but. Yeah, no, the dick thing with the him dicks. I've always been a fan of him dicks. And Steve-O knows that. He's an asshole. They're all assholes. But my favorite article of clothing is probably my eyeliner.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Does that count?
I suppose, yeah. For the purposes of this discussion, we'll count eyeliner.
I probably have some goofy necklaces or something too that I like.
I like that you admit that it's eyeliner. We actually had a previous guest on, Ray Liotta, who always looks like he has eyeliner on, but I don't think he's ever fessed up to it.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Well, our co-host Sam Harder during this whole quarantine thing got himself a custom-made article of clothing, a T-shirt that had a very provocative phrase on the front of it. So let's hear a little bit about the Pussy Getter T-shirt, and then we're going to hear Sam read a text from his mother.
Oh, yeah. Another thing we need to get out on this podcast. We're selling merch.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
I know we already sell merch, but you can get those T-shirts anytime.
Those are not limited.
These are a limited run T-shirt.
Rare. They're going to be collector's items.
There's only 2 of them.
Text me that picture, Sam. I'm going to put this up on our Twitter so people can see it at the Goods Pod.
It's already on my Twitter. I posted a picture of it earlier today.
Okay.
It's a T-shirt that says "Pussy Getter" in big font, and like the big font you used to see on pamphlets for school children.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it's called.
It's
from the 90s.
It's a retro aesthetic.
I think I know what it's called. Let me confirm. No, maybe not. I was gonna say I thought it was called Mosaic, but that's not right.
No, I don't think so.
No.
It's something else. I don't remember because I was just looking through the different fonts one by one. This was at 2 a.m.
It's a font that you will recall from Microsoft Word 1997.
Yeah.
If you ever made a PowerPoint for school between the years of 1997 and 2005,
and there's 2 of these.
And there's only 2.
They're XL.
They're both XL. So
I don't know. And yeah, $20 plus shipping and handling. Just know that I'm making 0 money off of this.
Okay.
That's why I have to charge shipping and handling. This was not a good idea. This was mostly just a waste of my time.
When did you do this?
I don't want to talk about it. It was a while ago.
Wait, and then the shirts just came in?
Yeah. It took like a couple weeks. I don't know why it took so long.
I hate to do this, but you said you don't want to talk about it. I desperately want to talk about it.
I would talk about more than
I normally
anything.
don't press on these sorts of things, but
You could just said, it was a whole thing.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. Look,
you can be vague.
I just told a story about childhood abuse. You can talk about why
all
you
you
made
need to know is
novelty
I was
t-shirts.
up at 2 a.m. and I thought it would be funny to make merch. And
Okay.
then
I
realized,
think I know what the situation
and then realized
was.
how expensive it was going to be, and then just made fucking, I don't know, 2 of them.
Okay.
But then later I realized I should have just ordered them from a different website, and I could have gotten many more.
Right.
But I know that for my next custom T-shirt run.
I know
Okay.
enough merch hawks that I could have given you the hookup.
Yeah, I mean, I should have asked around, but I really wanted to get it done.
I was
at
up
2
at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, but you were in your room. I was in my room. I thought it would be weird if I just at 2 a.m. was like, "Hey, man, do you know anywhere I can get some T-shirts made?"
I'm like, man, Sam's on cocaine.
I won't like this idea at 10 a.m., so we got to do it now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to spend $40 on T-shirts. In the fucking when the sun's out.
Kids. Oh my god, dude. This is awesome.
So I desperately need that money back. So I need somebody to buy these shirts from me.
Damn. All right. Well, yeah. If you want a Sam Pussy Getter Harder T-shirt,
Yeah. One of 2 you can, or maybe you can buy both of them. I don't know.
Get one for your wife. Get one for your wife.
Yeah.
If you and your wife are both XLs,
Yeah. When participate in the wear this shirt in public once challenge.
Look,
the font is just it's just
That's what
the
makes
best.
it.
It's just the fucking best. My God. Yeah, this is worth every cent of $20, I'm telling you.
Yep.
Yep.
It is.
Hit
It is.
up Sam.
it's a pretty cool
Hit
shirt.
up Sam on the Cash App and on Venmo. Get this Pussy Getter
Yeah.
shirt now.
I'll figure out how much shipping and handling is. I don't know how much it costs.
$2.25 for a shirt.
For sure.
Yeah,
okay.
for a single shirt, it can't be that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've even got the envelopes you can stick them in.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
is
boy
easy
merches.
now. He does.
Yeah.
He's been sending stuff out.
Absolutely.
So the paramedics show up. They ask me all those questions. I'm fine. And then they're just like, so do you want to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
And I answered yes, because I've been realizing lately my seizures come in what they call clusters, which mean if I have one, I'm probably going to have another one or multiple.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, take me to the hospital. I really am still at this point, I have no idea what's happening.
Uh-huh.
I just know that I'm wearing like almost what I'm wearing right now, just shorts and basketball shorts, like basketball shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's cold as fuck in the hospital. So I was just like, I need to get clothes. And my girlfriend Courtney was like, I'll find you your clothes. Don't get up from because I was still on the couch at this point. And so she goes into my room, gets me some clothes, and she comes back out to give them to me. Now she is wearing my famous Pussy Getter t-shirt.
Oh yes, this was okay.
At this point.
Yeah.
and for some reason, she does the worst thing you can do in this situation where there's EMTs, a guy's having a seizure. Nobody's paying attention to her at all. She just goes, she realizes she's wearing the pussy getter shirt. And she goes, sorry about the shirt. It's just, just don't pay attention
Just
to
drawing
it.
attention to
Yeah,
it.
so then everybody fucking looks at the shirt and they're just like, what the
I like
fuck?
that there's a man having a medical emergency in the room, and she's like, well, everyone's going to notice the pussy getter shirt. So I better say something so they don't.
It is an awkward shirt. But for a woman, it makes more sense.
It's hilarious.
I guess.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
hilarious either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're just like, wait, what is that shirt? And they're like, oh, he's a comic. He was like trying to print them out for merch to sell. And one of the EMT goes, I'll buy one of those right now if you have size large.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I did not have.
Oh, man.
So I almost made a t-shirt sale when I was blacked out in a seizure.
Damn.
That would have
dude.
been, if I did that, that would have been the funniest thing I ever did. I could have quit comedy that day.
We could probably still sell one to that security guard at the Ralph's.
Dude, I swear to God, if I just start wearing them places, people will come up and ask me about it.
Have
I just
them-
have a fucking trunkload of shirts.
Yeah. Have a backpack with all the sizes, and then you can just offload them.
See, I was too poor. I was going to buy one of every size when I first ordered them. I was like, I don't fucking have that much money. I barely have enough money
Right.
to order these two that I'm ordering.
Sure.
But now I've worn them out in public enough that I sort of feel comfortable. It's not complete comfort, but I'm not like scared to wear it anymore.
Yeah. You and me went to Rock and Roll Ralph's, and as we were walking in, you were wearing the pussy getter T-shirt, and as we were walking in, the security guard goes, "Hey man, me too."
Yeah. Pointed right at it, too.
Yeah.
Pointed about 1 inch away from my chest. Hey, man, me too.
Yeah.
And then we
So
both started laughing.
I
We're
fucking-
all having a good time.
I laughed from that part of the sidewalk all the way pretty much into the produce aisle. I
would
was
say
still
yeah,
giggling.
You're
yeah.
around aisle 6. You
It was,
stopped.
It was pretty damn funny.
That was a good time at Rock and Roll Ralph's. Yeah. And then, I don't know. I had a seizure on Monday. Went to the hospital. Had another seizure. Woke
Man.
up covered in my own piss. That's usually my move.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, we almost sold that
I
pussy getter
almost
T-shirt.
sold a T-shirt. So if there's one positive from that whole situation,
Right. It's that.
yeah, it's that I almost sold one of my fake T-shirts that I made just for this podcast that not a single person was interested in
Hey,
buying.
well, listen, if you
But now I'm
want to...
wearing. Now, if you want to, you can still buy one. Now it's just my DNA's on it and possibly some stains, not piss stains, but like I say on the show, I'm a messy eater. I'm sure there's. I think I spilled a little bit of coffee on it or some shit.
Dude, the homies know what's up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they know what they're getting if they
The
buy a
people-
shirt.
If you listen to this podcast, look down. Is your T-shirt clean? I bet it's not. You're just like me and Rivers. We can't keep a shirt clean to save our goddamn lives.
No, not at all. That's why I barely own any white T-shirts. It's a disaster immediately.
I like the way they look, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mess. I got a text from my mother.
Okay.
That's what I got. And she sent me a weird text with a couple pictures. The text being, Reverend Sam, I found this today. Jason had written about shitty dinners on the back of your certificate. It made me smile. I hope you're having a good day. Love, Mom. Sweet text message. What is she talking about? Rivers?
Does she regularly call you Reverend Sam? Because that's awesome.
Well, here is why she's... The thing she found today.
Oh, it's your Universal Life Church.
Yeah, if you can just go online and put your name into a website, you can get a certificate you can print out
Yeah.
that makes it look like you're a reverend.
Oh, that's cool. Did you
Hey, all right
did you
now.
do someone's service?
Yeah, in high school, I did a fake marriage between my friend and his girlfriend at
Oh,
some
okay.
house party.
So they're actually married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
I remember, and then I had to marry the same guy and beer, and then he just shotgunned a beer on the same
Wait, you married a guy and a beer?
Yeah, and then he just shotgunned a beer.
Nice.
Do you take this beer to be your lawfully wedded?
And it was just,
Beer.
according to this date, I was around 15 when I got this.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I was young into it. And then she also, remember she said, Jason had written about shitty dinners on the back of your certificate. What the fuck does that mean?
Is that your brother?
Yes, that is my brother, Jason.
Wrote about shitty dinners.
And Rivers, I just want you to take this and read this whole thing.
All right. Top 10 hated foods for dinner.
And then I just want to say before you start, I'll say stuff about my parents sometimes. They should have beaten the fuck out of us with zero mercy. And you will see why by the end of this list, or even the start of it, you'll see why. But my brother, I guess, because he's a year older than me, so he had to be 16 or possibly older when he wrote this. And yeah,
Okay.
let's just hear his top 10
He's got
most
a-
hated dinners.
Your brother's he's like a little Letterman here. Number 1, shitty steak. Number 2, shitty fish with pesto on it.
Who likes shitty meat?
I thought it was just going to be like categories of food, but with shitty attached to it. Shitty sandwiches.
No, these are specific meals my mom used to make.
Your brother's just been like, fuck this, fuck your food.
I don't remember this from childhood. I want to know what spurred him to do this.
Number 3, crappy oven cooked but barbecue chicken.
Yeah, everybody knows that one. That's just oven cooking chicken and putting barbecue sauce on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Number 4, half of a 2-day-old microwave Jack in the Box, which was supposed to be totally mine.
And I love that one right there.
It's so specific.
It's so specific, but he put it real high on the top 10 list, like it
that's number
happens
4.
often.
It's as if he made the whole list for that one and had to cushion it with 6 other ones.
Yeah, it's like how, serial killers sometimes kill a string of people just to really cover up the one murder they wanted to do.
Right.
I also like how he says it's shitty, but he didn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Number 5, crappy canned refried beans put on pre-made tortilla, oversized chips with gross lettuce spelled Letus.
And he's talking about a tostada there.
Lettuce. Number 6, any kind of teriyaki chicken shit. Teriyaki.
I don't ever recall my mom making that, so I don't know what. Some of these I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Teriyaki, by the way, spelled Terriaky.
Yeah, I mean,
love it.
also, like I said, he was 16.
No,
and
this
he's
rules,
spelling
dude.
lettuce. Like,
Letus, like fetus, but with an L.
yeah.
Let's see. Number 7, warmed frozen meatballs with something that's not even freaking Italian food. Man, he would hate IKEA.
I love that one too because he wrote "freaking" when he like curses on every single one of these. He's like, I can't say fuck when I'm insulting my mom's whole cooking repertoire.
I think it has more to do with because it's Italian food being like there's not even any freaking Italian food.
I would love it. Yeah, your brother is just like very Italian for some reason.
I would into Vanity Boombots for a second.
But your fucking Sunday gravy sucks.
What do you thought? He's friggin' meatballs with no pasta.
I would love if he had that foresight. I don't know. This, like I said, our parents should have beat the shit out of us. Clearly, they did not do it enough.
Well, here's number 8. A shitty sausage wrapped in a hard flour tortilla, spelled Tortia, tortilla that you can't even bite through because you burned the outside of the sausage. This is just some straight up like grievance against your mom.
I guess I'll agree on that one. That doesn't sound good.
But I would say to this child to be like, cook your own fucking food then. Jesus.
Well, counterpoint. I would be like,
I just want to say this food was good enough for me to get extremely fat off of.
yeah, fucking A.
Number 9. Any kind of breakfast food like crappy French toast with bananas. That sounds dope. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
For dinner.
That's what? Yeah, that sounds great. Bananas Foster on the French toast.
I think at this point he was running out of things, but he had already wrote top 10 at the top.
Yeah.
So he's really grasping at straws here.
I would like to know what number 13 is.
The last one, number 10. Number 10, 10-day-old pesto noodles reheated so many times that they're hard.
I do agree with him on that one.
I mean, that sounds bad, but I don't know.
This all sounds like a kid fuming in his room that he didn't get pizza.
Oh, definitely. I texted my mom like, I wish I knew what happened there because there's such a funny story behind that. I haven't texted my brother about it yet. I'm going to. Because he's such a weirdo. He's going to deny everything. He's going to act like it was a
15
joke
years
or
later.
something. Yeah. He's such a fucking weirdo. because he's not going to own up to that being just a fucking lame ass thing to do.
Oh yeah.
What are your top shitty dinners your mom used to make?
Used to make?
Yeah, because these were all dinners my mom would make.
Yeah.
Frozen meatballs with not even freaking Italian food.
It's not that this is even shitty. It's just funny now that I know what they were going for. My parents, we had a Greek restaurant that came to Auburn, and my parents fucking loved it. You know, they used to go get gyros and shit like that all the time, and they wanted to make, you know, sort of a Greek dish, I guess, but they didn't get like the half lamb, half beef, like gyro meat or anything like that. They would just cook up like ground beef and do pita bread sandwiches, and they would just put them in a pita bread with lettuce and ranch dressing and carrots and shit.
Sounds pretty good.
That was our Greek. It was good. Yeah, no, it was funny because years later when I had an actual gyro for the first time, I was like, oh, this is what they were trying to do. They just, you know.
This ain't no taco.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. It was like almost taco night. You know, like taco night is the best night, obviously. But this was like almost taco night.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast, and stop me if I have, but this kind of answers the question. Well, not really. So it reminds me of when I was, speaking of being a fat boy, when I was a young fat boy. And I remember my grandfather took me and my brother and to Sonic's.
I love it.
And my brother didn't finish his fries. And I was going like, hey, let me have the rest of your fries. And my brother was like, no. And I was like, come on, let me have the rest of your fries. You're not even going to eat them. He's like, no, fat ass. And I was like, please let me have your fries. And like we started like fighting. And we started like actually like tussling in the back of my mom. Like, stop. And then like,
It's the funniest. Let me just say, two like brothers of similar age just fighting, and a mom just be like, no.
oh, we're 11 months apart.
Funniest fucking thing I can think of.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, give me your fries, and he's like, no, you don't get my fries, fat ass. And then I remember my grandfather who was driving.
The grandfather's there too.
The grandfather's there.
Makes it so much better.
He turned around and he went, I'll make you some fries at home. And we both went, ew. And then I sulked and sobbed all the way back to my grandpa's house. He's like, do you want me to make those fries? And I was like, no.
I want Frank's.
I want Sonic French fries.
I've been in so many cars with siblings, and I've been, because I'm an only child, so I would be in a car with like a friend of mine and their brother or something, just beating the shit out of each other and their parents screaming, and I was always the little like kid in the back just laughing my ass off because it's the funniest.
You got no skin in the game, yeah?
No, I'm just free floating. This is hilarious.
It's wild to watch. I used to go to these kids' houses, and they had a trampoline, and then we'd go inside sometimes, and I'd watch them like lay on a couch with their feet pointed towards each other, and they just kick the
Dude,
shit
I
out
love
of each
that
other.
game. That's the funniest
It
game.
wasn't a game to them. They were furious and really trying to hurt each other. It was fucking insane to watch.
The trampoline. There was no bigger, purveyor of violence as a if you had the kid with the
mixed
trampoline.
boys and trampolines.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's just fucking brutal.
One time I powerbombed my brother's friend on a trampoline, and his head hit the metal siding of it.
Yeah.
And my dad like came and ran after me, and I was like, no. He spanked me and shit. He spanked me while he was completely naked. Oh, I'm just kidding. That last part, I'm just kidding.
So, Bam, the Jackass crew has executed some of the funniest moments of the last 21 years now. And
We like to think of ourselves as like the Marx Brothers, but covered in diarrhea.
diarrhea soup.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
One time I had to stick my head in a vat of diarrhea soup, and Preston Lacey, that fat fuck, he was my only air tube. He like stuck up his ass, and then he farted into it, and I vomited so hard that it came out of my ass.
Oh my God, I would have loved to have seen that. That must have been on the cutting room floor of Volume 3.
Yeah, I think that was going to be in 2.75
Oh, okay.
8136950
Well, I gotta say, I'm giving you guys all the credit in the world, but unfortunately, I think as far as just funny things that have happened, you guys this past year got completely outclassed by the President of the United States when he, or I should say, by the former President of the United States when he got himself what's known as a spot of the COVID.
Oh, yeah. See, we had him on set.
You had Trump on set?
Yeah, we were going to push him. He was going to lay down on a skateboard, and we were going to push him through a car wash.
It's just to get him.
Well, that's like the only amount of like the one he would do. But I don't know. He decided not to because he's a big fat fuck. He's fatter than Phil and Preston combined.
I was about to say, who would win in a sumo match? Preston, Phil, or Donald Trump?
Preston's wily.
You think it's Preston? I think it might be too.
I think so.
He's got youth on his side of those three.
Yeah, he's the young spread. He's only 48.
But yeah, this is us talking about Trump when he got COVID. Yeah, I saw that. That was a bit of a damper on what otherwise has been a tremendous weekend. Eddie Van Halen was the blood sacrifice for how good a time America had over the weekend.
Man, it was a good time. It was. I can't remember so many people being so happy. And so
it was like we beat Japan in World War II.
I saw strangers just kissing each other on the street, like you know that picture of like the Navy guy.
Yeah, the
that
kiss.
lady?
Yeah,
it was like that. But just
yeah. And then they all got COVID too, but still, it was still worth it. My God, I mean, like I said, it's a comedy show. You have to talk about it when the funniest thing ever happens, and that was. So we, our quote-unquote Friday show came out on Friday. We recorded Thursday for the next day.
Yeah.
So we finished recording at 7 o'clock, and then I started editing. And I just, Sam hit me to the jive on the Roku, the Spectrum app.
Yeah, that shit's life-changing.
So I have CNN for the first time in 8 years. And so while
that can't be good for you.
Well, it's not. And
you seem like someone who gets hurt by the news.
I'm trying to not watch. Well, because it's not
you
even
do
that.
a news show already.
Yeah. But I can't just watch that just drivel most of the time.
What do they even talk about?
Dude, well, first of all, like I said, I haven't been watching TV in 8 years. All the commercials are for ancient people things. Yeah. It's crazy. There's no commercial for candy anymore. It seems like there's
video games.
Yeah, it's literally just your dick is broken. You need a catheter. Here's how you can get a new catheter. Don't reuse your old catheter.
And you're watching it so one day I might need that catheter.
Yeah. So I'm going to need to get the catheter. I need to get the transvaginal mesh taken out of me. I get to sue somebody. There's tons of that. It's just reverse mortgages, which a reverse mortgage is the funniest thing.
What does that even mean?
It means that they just slowly take your house from you as you die. They give you money and then your house goes away, and then when you die, it's the banks.
Well, that's kind of cool, actually. You plan on just burning bridges all the way to the end?
Yeah. If you're lucky, yeah. I mean, they say you can't take it with you,
So that's the scoop. So here's what we do. I just get a mortgage. I get a house out here.
Yeah.
Then I get a reverse mortgage. Then I can stay in L.A. I just got a reverse mortgage now. Thank you, Spectrum.
But I have the thing on in the background, and I'm working on the show. And I'm kind of half paying attention to it. And it had already been in the news that Hope Hicks got COVID. And so we're all kind of thinking it.
What does she do? What's her thing?
She's one of Trump's senior advisors. And she's young too. I think she's younger than me. I think she's in her early 30s and
hot.
Shit. Huh?
I said hot.
Hey, not bad. but she gets COVID and that's confirmed. And so it's kind of that thing of just everybody's well, he got it? Does he got it? And then at like 1 a.m,
Yeah.
he like tweeted like that him and Melania had COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And from that moment, it was like the starter pistol just went off, and it would just proceeded to be the funniest time on the internet.
I saw some of the funniest things I've ever seen, and then the same funny thing just being beaten into the ground.
Sure.
And it was nice though, because it felt like we were all just coming together about something great. Like, I could take a hacky joke if it's about something we're all just really jazzed about.
Of course. Well, it's like when anything happens, it's bound to be the same jokes everywhere, but,
Dude, yeah, like I was doing the last episode of Reefer Sadness with Evan, and it was like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And we finally get done. I look at my phone, and I was like, Trump's got code. Should we go more?
Should we do this again? Let's delete this and do this again. Yeah. And then, of course, the words Trump and airlifted started to be used in the same sentence on Friday. And I was like, oh, boy.
Which I've only heard in my dreams.
According to Vanity Fair, Trump experienced heart palpitations Friday night and became visibly anxious when his temperature spiked to 103 degrees Fahrenheit before he was placed on oxygen at the White House.
And he's a big germaphobe, too. Like, people forget that about Trump.
That's why he's not in that hospital right now.
Yeah, because it's Walter Reed is like notoriously bad.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee you, he's like, this is bad. I don't like this. Like, you don't just get over it in 3 days.
No,
no.
It took Donald Trump 40 days to kill Herman Cain.
You still, you start to feel better, and then bam, it gets you. If you're old and fat and do a bunch of drugs,
and your blood is made out of special sauce from McDonald's.
Dude, I think I had it in March, and I'm just waiting like any day now. It's coming back.
The weird thing, though, and nobody's talking about this, is that Trump's brother probably died from COVID.
Yeah.
Like, probably. Like, it was one of those things, like, I think, like, his brain was bleeding or something, but he'd been sick for, like, a month, and no one's saying it, but he probably died of COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when Trump is getting oxygen and he's being loaded onto the fucking helicopter to be airlifted, he was sweating. They put the oxygen mask on his face, and he said, "Am I going out like Stan Shara? Am I going out like Stan?" And Stan Shara is a real estate developer who died in April that he knows from New York. Not am I going out like my own flesh and blood brother, but am I going out with some asshole I know from New York in the 80s? Hilarious.
That is really funny.
I mean, this has solidified it. He's the funniest man who will ever hold that office.
Just the thought, it'd be like if I had it, instead of be like, oh my God, Chris, my brother, like, and my brother died from, like,
right.
Oh, am I going out like Chris? Instead of like, am I going out like JR, my general manager from Whataburger? Is this how I'm gonna go out? Like, just some dude I used to work with.
Dude, my dear friend Matty P, who's been on this podcast before, I just sent him a thing because I was trying to put together just a rough list of the funniest things that happened, just because I was like, it's too much of a big story to try to do it all, so let's just hit the bullet points. And God bless him, Matty P just did my entire work for me. He sent me like a bajillion things. So the tweet where he said, "I feel better than I did 20 years ago," was great. Matt calls it the Make-A-Wish car ride.
Oh my God. I mean, look, man. Being I don't care about your politics. I really don't.
No.
But if Obama was sick and a bunch of people crowded outside the hospital to wish him well and see him, I would still be like, what a bunch of fucking nerds. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who is just hanging out just to see Trump get a car, like, just to hopefully see him drive by.
Well,
man, you got to find some shit to do.
That's the thing. And I certainly have my criticism of Barack Obama, but I think if he was in a hospital, if that same situation was playing out, he wouldn't need to go out like the Pope and wave at people.
No, he would have just stayed in.
And it's so funny because, like, people who are really into Trump are the same people who are really into like the Tea Party like 10 years ago. And
Remember
their
that
whole
shit?
the funniest shit about it is their whole criticism of Obama is that he was like this messianic like celebrity. Like they were like, oh, he's like soaking up all this glory for himself, this big celebrity. And then now they've got a guy who's just goes out to wave at the beautiful people.
That was the whole thing. Trump is like one of those people who is just famous for being famous. Like it's
absolutely.
like if Paris Hilton was a fucking congressman or congress lady. I'm sorry.
You're speaking this into existence right now.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because people are stupid and will vote for names they've heard before. We vote for George W. Bush because we've heard of George Bush.
Right.
We vote for Donald Trump because we watch The Apprentice every Sunday.
Yeah.
It's great programming.
The thing where he said, we have more enthusiasm than maybe anybody. The thing where he said, we love the USA and we love what's happening.
God.
Herman Cain's Twitter account tweeting out supportive comments.
I didn't see that. That's fucking hilarious. Whoever, God damn, who's running that account?
Presumably his family, but they keep doing that. Like they keep being like, this whole COVID thing is a bit overblown. It's like he's dead.
Yeah.
He died of it. Donald Trump killed that man.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
My personal favorite, I have two. My two personal favorite things, because he 100% went into that debate with COVID.
Yeah, he gave it to everybody. Everyone has it.
Well, Biden supposedly not. Biden's been getting tested every day.
Doesn't it take like a week to?
Shit.
Who the fuck knows?
Who knows? But he gave it to Chris Christie, which I love that. But he gave it to him doing debate prep because Chris Christie was playing Joe Biden when they were doing their debate prep, and that's how he got it.
I would love to hear Chris Christie's idea of what Joe Biden would say.
Like, all right, now he's gonna shake his fist at you and demand his pudding.
This is very good.
Yeah. So he gave it to Chris Christie. That's funny, but the funniest part, and this is why, for better or worse, Donald Trump is kind of a hero for this. On Thursday, when he 100% knew he had COVID. On Thursday, Donald Trump had a fundraiser at his Bedminster golf course in New Jersey. And GOP donors who attended the gathering, which cost $250,000 a person.
Oh my God. How much of a fucking loser do you have to be?
So Donald Trump, and this was like a buffet lunch. So Trump is there.
Lunch with Trump.
Coughing on buffet food.
Buffet is already just a horribly fucking unsanitary thing.
Murdering millionaires. Donald Trump rolled up. It's almost like he did the plot of Rage Against the Machine's Down Rodeo. Except with a virus. Like $250,000 a plate for this lunch, and he knew.
But you know what? In a way, if you're so hard on for another person that you would pay $250,000 to have lunch with them, you're probably pretty into the thought of getting a disease from them.
By the way, all of the people who were in that room that paid $250,000,
what a bunch of fucking losers.
They were, quote, panicking in the early hours of Friday morning after Trump revealed his diagnosis. This man literally went there, gave them COVID, and then went on Twitter and was like, oh, sorry, I have COVID. That's awesome. What a great thing.
Because he got tested like Monday. And they were like, yeah, sir, you're positive for COVID. I feel great. I got a dinner on Thursday.
Yeah. He's the T-Rex at the end of Jurassic Park. You got those raptors bearing down on you, and at last second, the T-Rex just eats them. And granted, the T-Rex ain't good either. He's scary. He's bad, but hey, he took care of some problems.
But at the same time, it's almost playing out exactly how I kind of thought it would. Where, I mean, granted, if he's following the Herman Cain path, that motherfucker's gonna die. And I'm not saying I want a person to die.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it would be very funny if he did.
Statistically, he probably. He's not going to be good.
It's
That video of him where he's like breathing heavy, like he's a goldfish out of a water.
Dude, all of the videos looks like the sickest man alive trying to pretend to be. It looks like if you found an AIDS patient and just put a bunch of makeup on, like, hey, pretend like you don't have AIDS,
Dude,
and that's what Trump sounds like right now.
The one from yesterday, where he said, "Now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune."
Yeah,
Please keep thinking that. Kellyanne Conway lying about having COVID and her daughter telling on her.
that's fucking awesome. I shout out to that kid.
Shout out to Claudia Conway. My God, you're great. I'm sure it's going to be one of those things where in 10 years she'll become maybe an evil, Republican senator or whatever.
Yeah. Look,
hey, right now you're hella cool.
the shit's what's it called? It's nepotism. That kid's gonna have some type of media job. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like I was saying,
you know what? She'll get hired by the New York Times or the Atlantic to be like the the young conservative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then she'll be the,
which is an amazing grift, by the way.
Oh yeah,
what an easy job.
I kind of wish I got in on that.
Hey man, you're moving back to Texas. You can go back right now and just be like, hey man, I've been to the left coast, and that opened up my eyes.
Trust me, I've got some pandering material I'm working on.
Yeah, dude. Melania didn't go to the hospital.
She didn't?
Apparently not. I missed that. Maddie was on that one.
Melania's probably in good shape, I imagine.
Yeah,
she's
a fucking model. Yeah,
I mean, she's a mail order bride whose job is just to be high.
Yeah, her job is to have clothes hung on her. Yeah. She's fine. All the Joint Chiefs of Staff went into quarantine the day after Trump went back to the White House. Rudy Giuliani coughing a bunch on Fox News.
That was really funny. Rudy Giuliani he looked dead.
Yeah.
He's going to die.
He looks like a vampire.
Trump might not die only because he's president and he has all of the best doctors in the world on his side.
Yeah.
And I think, look, God's not real, so justice isn't real. So Trump won't die. He's gonna keep on living. He's gonna serve 9 more terms as president, and but he's gonna get over. I mean, exactly like he tweeted today, and be like, well. See, I got over it, so it's nothing to worry about. Let's open everything up. I knew he was gonna do that shit, dude. He's gonna feel good for an hour, and then he'll be like, everybody should just go outside.
One more, Trump saying that he, quote, had to do it regarding getting COVID, and that, quote, no one who is a true leader wouldn't do it.
I had to do it to him. He's essentially saying that you have to be a bug chaser to be a true leader. That'd be like if Ronald Reagan was like, I have infected myself with the HIV virus.
Yeah. Somebody pointed that out. It is very similar to Ronald Reagan giving himself AIDS. So, Bam, I don't know if you are at a place in your almost perpetual state of recovery where you can even speak about this sort of topic, but I'll venture to ask it because it's my duty as a journalist. What's your favorite drink? What's your favorite cocktail or your favorite go-to alcoholic delight?
I like an Arnold Palmer.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Soaked in absinthe.
Oh, okay.
Or just like energy drinks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Energy drinks infused with moonshine.
Oh, okay. Well, we had over last summer a certain cocktail got thought up in the labs over at Yum Foods and made its way out to the public, and we decided to try our hand at making it. And so this is a kind of just a compilation of myself and Carter Glasscock and Sam Harder. And not Sam, I guess it's more just me and Carter.
He's a sober guy.
Yeah. Sam just had the virgin version of this, but this is our week or so of debauchery during the era that was 2020's Dugaritas. The Doogarita. The first official Mountain Dew cocktail will be available at Red Lobster.
See, this is bullshit.
What is that,
though,
made
'cause
of COVID?
They already had this at Taco Bell
Well, they had the
Doogarita.
Well, they had the Baja Blast, right?
with alcohol in it. Yeah.
They had them with alcohol in it.
In Austin, they opened up a test Taco Bell
Oh, shit,
called a
that
Taco
had the-
Bell Cantina that had
Whoa.
booze at it, and they had additional appetizer items.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Usually, like, they need to understand their brand a little bit here. This is to soak up booze.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to, you're throwing dog food on booze. Like, that's the idea.
And it was on like the University of Texas campus, so it's like you can go get drunk everywhere. Kids aren't gonna be like,
Right.
let's go get shit faced at Taco Bell.
right.
The Doogarita will be rolling out to select restaurants in September and expected to be nationwide by the end of 2020. In a news release, Red Lobster and PepsiCo said that they were kicking off a new relationship with the cocktail and would work together to leverage iconic PepsiCo brands to co-create tasty menu items. So
You should get a coupon for one of these if you take your kids to Chuck E. Cheese.
you get a Doogarita. That's the thing, is I don't think they anticipated how it sounds to say it out loud. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I just fucking,
'cause-
I just drank about 15 Doogaritas.
It doesn't sound like Mountain Dew or margarita. It sounds like a Doogie Howser drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like Dookie.
Yeah, or
just
like
think
poop. It sounds like a poop drink.
About poop. I'm sorry.
The G makes me think of Doogie Howser.
It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like something they drink at like a frat house, and it's like fucking tequila and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, and it's got like 8 Xanax in it. Doogarita.
The cocktail has the look of the soft drink and is Mountain Dew's quote take on a margarita and includes citrus flavored soda, tequila, and a few other special ingredients. The rim looks like it's lined with like that tahini like seasoning. That's why I think we could make this. I'll make a
Doogarita. I want to see Mountain Dew's takes on other classic cocktails. Like,
Yeah.
like a wine spritzer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, my friend Trent Tisdale, when he would get drunk, would always jokingly say like, "Oh man, I've been drinking vodka Mountain Dews," and then that led to us making vodka Mountain Dews, and then that led to
The worst hangover you've ever had.
just actually drinking vodka Mountain Dews.
Oh,
with
right,
some
yeah, yeah.
regularity.
I used to drink whiskey and Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
I mean,
Not
like,
that bad.
what
Not
do you
that
think?
bad.
It's not that far away from like mules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ginger
Yeah.
beer and whiskey is pretty good.
Oh, they've even got. I mean, in the picture, they've even got the kind of the copper mule shaker in the background too. So I imagine there's
man.
maybe like some
Oh,
sort of ginger situation happening.
It's
in
just
there.
a good thing it has like the cancer-inducing Mountain Dew green
Glow.
Yeah.
Also, like they have a shaker, like they're pretending like it's not just some syrup coming out of a plastic bottle.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
They mix with fucking Everclear.
As we all have, I think we've all changed out a syrup soda bag a time or two.
Oh yes, yes, sir.
And yeah, it's just a bag full of fucking cancer-causing agents that's lukewarm.
Oh my god. That's got to be a band shirt. You know, out there somewhere, there's a high school marching band with the low brass section that says, "Our section got low, low,
Get low. I'm sure it was a big thing in like
From,
the early 2000s.
Yeah, like 08, 09, yeah. for sure.
Oh man, that Doo-Rita. I tell you.
Rivers is wasted. I can tell.
I'm not wasted.
Is it sad that I'm like still normal? I think that's worse.
Well, I know it's just Rivers doesn't drink at all, and when
gonna say,
Rivers
yeah.
does drink, he'll have maybe a beer that he won't even finish. And now he's had 2 drinks.
I'm like, I've been slowly eking it into the whole like it's 5 o'clock somewhere mentality during this quarantine, and I'm like, oh, I'm gaining weight.
You have to
Fat
though,
fuck.
because at this point, like at first, I was like, "Well, it's good to have a schedule, but you know, keep yourself busy." And now at this point, it's just like, is it good to have the same schedule every day? This is what a
Yeah.
prisoner does.
Yeah, I don't know if
This is-
mind-numbing repetition is what I need right
yeah,
now.
exactly. You have to fucking switch it up.
Hey, you know, that's what being a tuba is all about. Mind-numbing repetition.
Me and the boys in the
Boom,
brass
boom, boom,
section.
boom.
That's right. A C B A C B. Boom, boom, boom. I could play Iron Man real good. That was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, they always trick high school band nerds into thinking they're cool because they show them how to play like "Smoke on the Water" or something.
Well, no, that was the
Or
whole
Basket Case by Green Day.
Oh, buddy, I marched in the New Year's Day parade in Paris, and we played Oye Como Va and Pretty Fly for a White Guy over and over
Whoa.
as we marched through the streets of the City of Lights.
Fucking awful.
My brother, when we used to go to Alabama games, my
Yeah.
brother, like, the band would play Basket Case by
Yeah,
Green Day.
yeah.
And as an insult, he would look at me and go, "This is your favorite part of the whole game."
Man, that's such a funny roast.
He was saying, like, you don't get football.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
love Green Day so much.
Man, you just like it when they play Green Day and Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to play that White Stripe song, too, and you're going to love that, too. You don't get football.
You like drum marching band covers of pop punk songs.
I just look around the house and see the marching bands and headphones and shit. I'll tell you, here's the thing is they look down on me at work. They look down on me. They don't understand my skills.
They doubt my performance.
See, I'll tell you what, here's your performance review. You can shove it right as a bottle of Mountain Dew.
My sales have been impeccable.
That's another thing, just knowing, working at restaurants, the employees of Red Lobster are definitely getting drunk off Dugaritas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first
yeah.
week they come out, they're going to be wasted on shift every single
Because they're going to have
day.
to, like, over-order tequila. They're going to over-order all the ingredients.
And the bartender's always going to act like, I messed it up, or I made too much, or,
I made a couple too many.
Yeah.
You want some noogies?
Yeah, that cool bartender who does that for your for the new guy.
And then instead of, if nobody's worked in a restaurant before, you don't just like drink them like a regular drink. You like walk into the walk-in fridge and then slam it like a maniac.
Right.
And then go back out onto the floor trying to pretend you're not drunk.
Unless you work at like a bar that's like a friendly quote neighborhood bar, because then everyone like has a drink with the regulars, and you're all like do the weird Irishy like Saints preserve us.
What was that?
The weird departed-y, to all my fathers and my father. You do some fake Irish.
May you be in heaven 30 minutes
Yeah,
before
may
the
you
devil
be
knows
in
you're
heaven
dead.
for the devil knows you're whatever it is. And then everyone goes to the bathroom and does lines of cocaine or something. And then you're like, I have a college degree. Why am I working here? And then you remember how the economy is.
Well,
Some
speaking
guy hands you a bag of blow and tells you to do a devil dagger in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You can sit around drinking a Dorita,
buddy,
staring at
the Dorita is
Talking about sodas you used to drink.
stare into the distance and think about what could have been,
yeah. I'm kind of taken aback by how good these are.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
I'm thinking about all the relationships that went wrong.
You know,
and
I
was it
wouldn't-
my fault or was it theirs?
Was it Lady Mountain Dew?
Do me a solid, Dorita.
Dorita's better than Dugarita.
Dugarita sounds like fucking shit.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah.
It sounds like poop. Yeah. It
Yeah.
sounds like a poop
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Were they sitting around like, what's something that would roll off the tongue the least?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dugarita.
Dugarita.
Doogie McRita.
I want it to sound like a word that a man who's throwing up a chili dog would make. Dugarita.
I don't know how far we are into the podcast, but Carter and Rivers are slamming these drinks.
Yeah, it's good,
I mean, they're tasty, yeah, and they're melting too. I made them slushy style.
They-
instead
Yeah,
of on the
yeah.
rocks. Yeah. So
I'm not going to compromise the integrity of the drink.
no, sir, no, sir.
I tell you, if I had it all to do over again.
DEW again.
You should drink every day on the podcast.
Do it to me one more time.
Shut up, Linda. Shut the hell up. I'll sing as many songs as I want.
I remember my first divorce.
What would be wrong with Mardurita?
I mean, yeah.
A margarita, it sounds better than a Dugarita.
Dugarita is so stupid. It does not sound appetizing whatsoever, and it sounds like it should have like potatoes in it.
I think they knew it was just going to be a nightmare of a product, so they're just like, it's just an advertising thing. So we need to put the branding just right up front.
Lean into the stupidity.
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, that has been the hallmark of the Yum brand now for damn near 15 years, I would say. Whenever this started with the KFC original famous bowl.
Right.
As
we all know.
As we all know.
Like embarrassing products.
2005, 2006, they plopped this down and dared us to eat it, and we dog-like.
Yeah.
Like
I never had a famous bowl.
I think it is for and by drunk people. Like it is 100. Like you know what I mean? It's just put it all this shit.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's
you want to refill there, Carter?
Oh, please, bartender, hit me up.
Scientists sitting around going, what could we make out of stuff that's already in the restaurant?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We don't want to order buns.
It's because like Taco Bell figured it out perfectly. They have like 30 items that are just 5 ingredients, you know? And so you can go there thinking you have a lot of variety, but you don't.
Yeah.
If this picks, I want to be at a bar like dressed like a bow tie kind of undone.
Yeah.
Just did like my like, ventriloquist act or
Dressed
something.
like the Great Gatsby.
Dressed like the Great Gatsby, and he's like, "Are you another one?" I'd be like, "Do it to me one more time. I'm so very sad. Give me that doogie reader." You know I miss my dad and I miss my son. Pours extra Mountain Dew in my reader. Take it from me.
Also, shouldn't a signature drink or something not just be like 2 ingredients you could mix at home?
You could just be like chocolate syrup and tequila. This is a chocorita.
But yeah, this is the same company that gave us the KFC famous bowl. It's all one big conglomeration. I'm saying there is a direct line from that KFC famous bowl right here to the Dugarito.
Do the Duga Margarita,
Yeah, it's the same shit where it's like, here, and they just basically putting their like weird fast food dick on the table and going, what are you gonna do?
I think it's like
what are you gonna do?
It's the same marketing like genius behind something like Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Where it's like, look, they're not cranking out like Mona Lisas or some shit. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna come. They came to them for the crazy clown rap.
Yeah.
And it's like
true.
This is like like
There's
we
a
make
gimmick, and we want it.
Yeah, and it's like the more ridiculous. Like their biggest song was like Miracles and shit. Like the more we lean into being ridiculous, the better. And like that's what this is. I want to know what business is conducted over 2 Doogie Ritas and cheddar biscuits. Who is paying a hitman to kill their wife over that
That's
meal?
like some Fargo shit.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a fucking trash anniversary for some people.
Yeah.
Going out to have shrimp. I'll let you order anything you want off the drink menu because it's the anniversary.
Guaranteed anal later.
She promised. She said anything I want. She said it.
It's my birthday and I just got fired.
You've got mail.
So the second question is for me. It says, Rivers, are Dugaritas on the list of the best things to happen in 2020 or the worst things? And I would say I'll split the baby Solomon style and say it is the most 2020 thing that's happened, because there was an expectation that it would be horrible, and then once you actually had the Dugarita in your hand, it was just exactly what you thought it would be, which is kind of stupid, but like, I don't know, whatever. Mm-hmm. We'll just take it.
Me and Melania were drinking Dugaritas. We love Dugaritas, don't we?
It's I mean, like it's like one of those. It just kind of makes you think about how shitty ginger beer is. It's like this isn't that far off from ginger beer.
Well,
like it's kind of the same, except for all the other stuff.
Carter, we cracked the code as far as what the red stuff on the rim is and the X ingredient that makes it neon green. So the neon green thing comes from Midori. There's Midori in there.
Is that like a liqueur?
It's like a watermelon flavored liqueur. And it's fucking neon green. And then the really confusing part, the red shit on the rim, which I'd assumed to be tahini, and when we put tahini on it, it was pretty fucking good. It's not tahini. It is red sugar.
Red sugar? Okay.
It's literally like you would put on a birthday cake, red colored sugar. So it's not enough that it's fucking Mountain Dew and Midori and Grand Marnier, which is all sugar. They also are throwing on some literal sugar on the rim.
I feel like that's just an ingredient they have at Red Lobster. It's just sitting around. They're like, we can use it here. You know?
It's just bacon
It is
bits.
kind of like the double down of cocktails, where it's just there's more shit besides like the natural thing.
Right.
So like, I mean, also, like, me as a bartender, it's like, it's been so long in this and so far away from me being a bartender, I could have been like a postman and I would have totally forgotten like what the fuck I did pre-quarantine.
Well, and the third question is for you, Carter, and again, this is from Narado, asks, is Baby Sweepy?
Oh, yes. I've thought about this long and hard. I saw that. And I can say, I've talked with my family a lot about it, and I've had to kind of do some soul searching. Like, I sat on my my grandfather's tombstone and kind of like had a bottle of wine, and I thought to myself, yeah, him sweepy, him very, very sweepy, and him need him diaper change. Absolutely.
That's such a good thing. Like, you bring your girlfriend of 3 months to your dad's grave, and you just look it down. You're like, Grandpa Sweepy. He's so sweepy.
Him go night for elbow.
punching the ground, screaming, Grandpa Sweepy.
He don't want to wake up no more.
That last clip reminds me of a bit we did called Do Doritos, which was basically Doritos, which is just we would all jizz into a bag of Doritos and make Wee Man eat it.
It's like a walking taco from hell.
Yeah, we called it a coming taco.
Yeah. I'm not really much of a drinker, and I think I drank like straight up pretty much a whole bottle of tequila over the course of that week last summer, making Dugaritas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice little brunch.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, so something we like to focus on in this show quite a bit, and I think you can relate to this as sort of a celebrity adjacent person yourself, is the famous people. We talk about celebs here on this show, and sometimes we talk about their troubled children as well. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah. What was your craziest interaction with any celebrity that we might be aware of?
For all the diarrhea and blood and cum and shit and piss that we've encountered, probably being in an elevator with Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Oh, RFK Jr. All right. A big anti-vaccine man recently
come to find out,
thrown back into prominence in this era.
When we found that out, we were like, you guys are assholes. You guys are dicks.
Yeah.
I was like, did Knoxville put you up to this?
To put you up to being anti-vax for 20 years.
Yeah, I had no idea.
He was ahead of the curve. He's kind of an anti-vax hipster, man. He was one of the first. I remember seeing him at one of the Bonnaroos I went to. He came out on the stage to talk about, because he's also like a big environmentalist, which sucks. So
it's like when Spike Jonze wears the fat lady outfit. It's like, that's commitment.
yeah, exactly. But he came out to talk about the environment, and then later on we found out he's also like super anti-vax, and now, boy, this is his moment. He's been there the whole time, and just crazy people have just now decided to notice.
Well, it's his little moment in the sun, which we all don't get to have anymore because we're locked down, so we have to be inside again.
That's true. Well, let's roll into these clips. These are all about some celebrities. And this actually starts with our first show after the 2020 presidential election with a certain scion of one Mr. Forrest Gump. We now move to a guy who, more and more people are talking about every day. And are noticing his.
This is why you got to get off social media.
His positive place in the world.
You had to think about Chet Hanks for 1 second,
buddy. We've talked about Chet on the show before, and we've had a lot of fun at the expense of Chet.
Is he an official influencer now?
I don't know because he doesn't actually.
I think it's official when Wikipedia says you are.
Yeah, well, he's a celebrity's child, and those people always just get a lot of followers just based off
right.
that.
Yeah.
But the thing about Chet is
Look, I caught my dad taking a shit.
oh, that would be awesome if he came in and started slapping him like Phil Margera.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, Chet?
There's no slapping in the bathroom.
There we go. Let's try to find it. Oh man.
So Chet posted something, and he doesn't post that much, and that's the thing. Is like when he does post, he knocks it so far out of the park that we must stand a king.
Hey guys, I just want to say that, now that Trump's leaving office, I think it's important to remember that he was the president, so we should show some respect. Ross. Donald no one around but big boss man Biden. Fuck them Ross, pussy clot boy. Sakuna mother.
Whoa.
It's
Rastafari.
buddy. That
Pussy clot?
Yeah, he keeps saying pussy clot and boss man Biden.
Boss man Biden.
Which my observation is Tom Hanks' Black Sheep is America's new problematic goat.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like his heart's all in the right place, but it's like, don't do the patois, don't do
No, but that's the thing. People aren't even that mad.
Yeah, people are like, this rules.
They're just kind of like, yeah, tell him what's up, you insane bastard.
Well, it's hard. It's one of those things where you see his eyes and you're like, this guy's so fucked up. I can hardly fault him for anything he's about to say or do.
His whole thing is he's a sober guy now, I think.
Bullshit. Look at that video.
I believe him. He's got that vibe. I'm not saying he's going to be sober forever, but he's definitely got that, like, he's putting off good vibes. He's got good vibes.
He's chill, but like there's still some some fried receptors that
he knows what's funny about him and what's quote unquote funny, and that is that he does an offensive Jamaican accent.
You're giving him a lot of credit here.
He's gonna be like that guy in like a Netflix movie that's like The Prisoner or some shit like that.
If he is not in the next Harmony Korine movie, then there's no reason to have Harmony Korine. You know what I mean? That's what he does, is puts weirdos like this in his movies.
I mean, I think he's gonna get some sort of like charactery.
One day
he's the guy that sells guns to the horrible bosses kind of thing.
Yeah, put him in something, man. Why not?
Shit.
This is an untapped
Meth
resource.
number 2.
Number 2, or like method number 1. I think he's legacy.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's. I mean, I love the camera work. I love the psych where he. I mean, he bit like a viper on. My man bit like a viper.
I believed at first. I was like, "Damn, I didn't know he was like this."
Yeah,
hold up, he's cool.
Yeah. No, Chet Hanks is. Ever since QAnon came after his dad, man, he's real fucking. He got.
You don't fuck with my family.
Yeah, don't tell him my dad's drinking kids' blood. Fuck you.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out in Beverly Hills and I'm slapping him in the bathroom.
I'm just doing coke in his fucking pool house.
Tom Cranks always plays the good guy. And, sometimes you need the bad guy to stand up for you. And Chet's not afraid.
This is what happens when you're too nice to your kids. they wind up like this.
It's true,
Oh my God, did we talk about... Oh, I don't think we've talked about this on here. Pat hit me to the jive on this. Have you ever read Michael Bublé's Wikipedia?
No. Well, I mean, I did a long time ago, but not recently. Has it changed?
It is the most unhinged thing on Wikipedia, I think.
He is a very interesting character,
I mean,
I don't know if
kind of have to be, I suppose.
Not really. Like, you would assume he'd be mellow as fuck.
So I would say that if you copy and pasted just his early life section, it would take up 2 unspaced pages of...
Did he write it himself?
Yeah, seemingly yes.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I'll just
make sure it's right.
Like, here's just some selection. So, Bublé dreamed of being a famous singer since he was 2. No, I reject that out of hand. No one remembers anything they dreamed about when they were 2. It's just not.
So that bitch wrote it. He wrote it.
When he was a teenager, he slept with his Bible and prayed to become a famous singer.
No way. Is that what it really says?
I'm reading from it, yeah. His interest in jazz began at around age 5 when his family played Bing Crosby's White Christmas album. And then it says, the first time his family noticed his singing talent was during the Christmas holidays. Bublé was 13, and they heard him powerfully sing the phrase, "May your days be merry and bright," when the family was singing the song White Christmas on a car ride. Again, this is a person arranging scenes in the Bublé biopic, is what this is.
That's 100% what it is. It's just like, all right, I need to make this track of kind of boring activities seem real dramatic. Like, sleeping with the Bible and praying, like, just wholeheartedly into, the ether. I need to be a famous singer at one point in my life.
But at this point, I'm more concerned if this was not written by Bublé.
It's written by a stalker, like a deep stalker.
Like, he should be calling the FBI if he's seen his wiki and it wasn't him. I would be like, this is an issue.
Yeah, somebody needs to track down somebody.
Yeah, because that ain't right.
Beginning at the age of 14, Bublé spent 6 years working in the summers as a commercial fisherman with his father and his dad's crewmates. He called the experience, quote, "the most deadly physical work I've ever known in my lifetime. We'd be gone for 2, sometimes 3 months out at sea. And that experience of living and working amongst the guys over twice my age taught me a lot about responsibility and what it really means to be a man."
That seems upsetting in several levels. I don't know. Something bad.
No, he wrote it. There's no.
His first, I'm not even out of the early life section at all. His first singing engagements were in nightclubs at age 16, and they were facilitated by his Italian grandfather, Demetrio a plumber, a plumber.
No, he wasn't.
A plumber from Pregnazziole, Treviso, who offered his plumbing services in exchange for stage time for his grandson.
Wow. How can you have such an Italian name and be a plumber and just I don't know, just the most Mario Brothers stereotype ever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you imagine an Italian goes down in that many pipes and eventually he's going to come up with a bunch of gold coins and get lessons,
He's got to at least save one princess.
Bublé's grandfather paid for his singing lessons. Both his voice teacher, Sandy Siemens, and his maternal grandfather never stopped believing that he would be a star. This is not. It's supposed to be objective. How can you quantify the fact that this person never stopped believing in Michael Bublé?
Not once were they like, I don't know, maybe it's not going to happen.
Bublé's maternal grandfather, Iolanda Moscone, was also Italian.
How are you not doing Italian fingers?
It's literally saying what village his grandparents are from. What? It says that his grandmother, Iolanda Moscone, was from Carufo La Quia.
Now gather your fingers together and shake.
Yeah, you got to. How are you not doing that?
As a child entertainer, he used the name Mickey Bubbles.
Oh, no. Oh, Mickey. Oh,
man, there's no way it wasn't written by him.
Right.
This man has stayed up nights.
Or he paid his brother or sister to do it.
This says Bublé never stopped believing he would be a star, but admitted that he was probably the only one who believed in his dream, stating that even his grandfather thought Bublé was going to be an opening act for somebody in Vegas.
Wait a minute. Several paragraphs ago he never stopped believing?
Maybe it's the other grandpa.
I like that, yeah, the grandfather worked his ass off to plumb, going through, the sewers of British Columbia to make it happen for his grandson. It was like, he's an opener at best.
Yeah, he's a lounge singer at best.
At age 18, Still not done with this section. Bublé entered a local talent contest and won, but was disqualified by organizer Bev Delitzsch for being underage. He literally has the woman. This is like Michael Jordan fucking getting the guy who got picked over him in junior varsity or whatever to give his speech just to dunk on him. Michael Bublé's sitting up at night writing this Wikipedia article just being like, fuck you, Bev.
You talentless judge, what do you know? Disqualify me, will you?
I'll show you.
Do yourselves a favor if you're listening to this. Go read Michael Bublé's early life section of his Wikipedia because it is fucking insane. And thank you to Pat for sharing that with me. I'm so glad you brought up Michael Bublé because I was like, there was something weird I wanted to talk about with him. And then I remember Pat sent me that back at like Christmas and was like, dude, look at this shit. It's wild.
That's awesome. I'm reading that later.
I love how many people either never stopped believing in him or did not believe in him, and how they're all named first and last names and the village of origin in Italy.
Village of origin. Mother's maiden name, the whole nine. Like, here's everything that you need to know about these people.
Oh, man. I also wanted to share with you something that a listener sent me this. It's a follow-up of sorts about a thing that we talked about earlier in the summer. Do you remember when I mentioned my buddy Sean listening up there in Wisconsin? His son is the boy who has a great love and admiration for character actor and co-star of Jurassic Park, Wayne Knight.
Oh, yes, I recall this.
Yeah, so we have a bit of a follow-up from a listener. We're going to call Captain. He has to be go by his name that he is on our Patreon, Captain Fat Strong.
Okay, all right.
So Captain Fat Strong writes and he says, and this is, I'm going to tell you one of the strangest things I've ever heard. Hey, been going through the backlog. Great show. I got to the Wayne Knight admiration and I have a funny anecdote. The missus used to be a supersized, big, beautiful woman pinup model. I assume that's what SSBBW means, supersized, right? Used to be an SSBBW pinup model, and shortly after her debut, some weirdo messaged her about reenacting the scene from Space Jam where Wayne Knight is inflated.
So he thinks he's like a fatter Wayne. Wait,
I know. That's what I got this message at like 11 o'clock last night, and I was kind of like not asleep, but I was getting ready to like kind of turn in, and then I was just like, my head was scrambled for the next 3 hours being what his partner here is a woman, and a man hit her up and was like, I want you to reenact the scene in which Wayne Knight, because if people listening have never seen Space Jam, there's a scene where Wayne Knight in a very Looney Tunes cartoonish manner is flattened, and then they have to stick a basketball pump in him and pump him back up. And this guy, I swear to God, I think the change of life must have happened while he was watching Space Jam in 1996. Like, he must have hit puberty at that exact moment, and it just crisscrossed the wires in his brain, and all of a sudden, this is the thing that makes him hottest, is for a woman to be inflated like Wayne Knight.
I mean, probably that sexy bunny had made his brain start going. Those little short basketball shorts.
Oh, Babs Bunny.
Yeah, or Lola. I forget.
Or
her name
Lola,
in
that's
Space
right.
Jam.
Where did I get Babs? I don't know. But
I think that's like old school Bugs Bunny's wife.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so he continues. This guy wanted officially licensed Space Jam merchandise and full CGI treatment for this scene.
Man, this guy either has a lot of money or a really sad green screen setup in his apartment.
No, he wanted them to do CGI. That because I ended up chatting with Captain Fat Strong for a while because I was just like, what? So he continues. She mentioned it on a group with her colleagues, and apparently this guy asks every SSBBW model to do this. So this is his thing, and all the girls in the modeling community are like, oh yeah, that guy likes when Wayne Knight gets inflated in Space Jam.
Wow. Maybe this is just another successful internet troll. And he does this just to keep the supersized BBW models talking about him.
Maybe so. Let's see. I know it's only Newman adjacent, but it's the kind of crazy shit you guys would appreciate. Thank you. You guys rule. And I was like, hold on. Like he sent that like we were done talking. I was like, no. What? I have a bajillion fucking questions. Because I was a little confused where it was like the full CGI treatment. I said, that's incredible. So he wanted like Photoshop pictures. And he said, no, he wanted a video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did he have like a weird porno studio that he has access to, or
no? He says
he's got big plans.
He says he expected the models to do all the work and was only willing to pay them like $5 to $20, and he expected them to buy a legit licensed Space Jam jersey. I was like, dude, that would set you back at least like $50. I don't know shit about vintage jerseys, but it's probably not a real cheap common item. And then also, how much are you paying to CGI this? Like that part is weird unless your SSBBW model is married to like fucking John Lasseter or somebody at Pixar. Like this is not going to be a cheap thing to do.
And maybe that's why he only has $5 to pay them. The rest is going towards the CGI budget.
And
wait, did you say this was her first day or just right when she started doing it?
This is like right when she started. I don't know if it was her first day, but he said like when she was a rookie model. Like, so I assume this was like within the first month or whatever of doing this job. And so I was asking like, you know, because Captain Fatstrong kind of reminded me of the scene. And he was like, you know, where Newman gets flattened in Space Jam and inflated with a basketball pump. And I said, oh, I remember the scene. So he literally just wanted them to reenact the scene shot for shot while in the nude. And he clarified, like, he did not want her naked. Like, he just wanted her in the basketball outfit inflating herself. And I was like, there's got to be an easier way than involving people in the strangest fetish I've ever heard to just do this. I don't know. Learn to draw. Take a drawing class and then just draw your dream woman inflating. Like, I don't.
Yeah, he should go to graphic design school and then he could get a good job after he orgasms or whatever.
He's a joke amongst the ladies in the modeling community because he's approached every single one of them to do this. And
Jesus.
And then he said, if you want some names of the models, I can give them to you. So now
I want those.
I was just thinking, I was like, man, this is almost a podcast in and of itself of just like, who's this dude? What happened? Why does he want this? Because I don't think
I'm with you on this idea. We need to find an excuse to talk to models.
Absolutely.
That's the only way to move this forward.
Because it's not even like this is necessarily embarrassing or anything. It's just truly bizarre. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I figured I'd share that with you. I got that last night, and I've been pretty much thinking about it ever since. It's one of those things you can't really unhear. It just gets down in your brain, and you're like, you have so many more questions than anyone besides this one guy is in a position to provide the answers to.
Yeah, that sucks too, because it's one of those thoughts that's just going to pop up randomly when you're trying not to think about anything.
You just think about Wayne Knight being inflated and a guy getting really into it.
You're just going to be brushing your teeth and being like, God damn it. Why do I do a podcast? Now I have to know about that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a good receptacle for this. So if people are listening and you've got some weird shit like this, please hit me up. I am bored. I'm not doing shit all. I can handle it. I can take it.
Yeah. I have a girlfriend who's got a lot of DMs from weirdos. So they are interesting to hear about sometimes when they're not just extremely scary. Right.
Yeah. That's the thing. I have the distance of not being, you know, a model and not having creepy.
Yeah.
Rod has just brought some crucial new information to my attention, and that is that one of the, I guess, most notable Super Bowl commercials that happened during the big game was the thing where Bruce Springsteen went to a church in the middle of Kansas, which geographically is the exact middle of America, and he was driving a Jeep there. And it's weird because he's, over the past, like, I'd say 10 years or so, he's really cultivated this, like, strange cowboy aesthetic, even though he is straight up from New Jersey.
Yeah. He's wearing that tiny ass fucking 1800s cowboy priest hat in the commercial.
Yeah, it's such
I missed that.
It's such a weird
I didn't see that
thing.
It looked
in
more like a
general.
Quaker's hat than a cowboy hat.
That's how like far into Jersey he is, and like not even has no idea.
But it's all like, it's one of those like pre-bent hats. I mean, to bring up wrestling again, it's kind of like what Trish Stratus used to wear.
Oh
Those,
God,
like, kind of pre-bent cowboy hats. It doesn't have
It's so small. It's
Say
like,
no
it's
more.
like it's like the part on his head is like the size of a newsboy cap, and then the brim is like 15 inches out, and then curled up like it belongs to George Washington. It's a very
that's like a
weird
custom hat you'd make in Red Dead Redemption or something. If they
It's super weird. It doesn't match anything. The hat doesn't match itself, let alone his aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's so weird. He's just been doing this like cowboy thing, which, you know, I won't fault him for, because that is a thing that just happens to white guys when they reach 60. They just immediately start thinking they're cowboys.
Especially a lot of, older musicians.
If they got money, dude, because I mean, Rod and I, before you got here and before we started rolling, we were talking about the city of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and
love it there.
well,
I'm gonna move there.
Well, I was telling Rod I went there in like 2015, and I just knew that it was the town next to the Grand Tetons, which is what I was there to see. Was the national park, and I didn't know that it was like Beverly Hills in the middle of nowhere.
Rich ass people like retire there.
Until I went into a store and saw a $1,300 cowboy hat, and then I was like, I slowly like put it together. Like I was like, oh, and then I stepped outside, and like 2 stores down was a Louis Vuitton. I was like,
that's
it. It's a rich people. But that, I mean,
it's a great place, but yeah, it definitely is where rich like white people retire to.
But that was what I'm saying is like, if you're old and you got a lot of money, if you haven't already gone through a cowboy phase when you're supposed to at age 3,
Yeah, that's when you do it.
You look around, you're like, well, what's some really expensive shit? It's like, cowboy shit's expensive, dude.
Yes.
You go to Jackson Hole, you buy a 115-room log cabin, and you just put Justified on all the TVs.
That actually sounds pretty fucking
I was gonna
cool.
say I hate that I'm getting towards 60 eventually. I'm not that far away, so that does sound nice.
It's not gonna be the worst place to live.
But anyway, so this commercial drops, and of course, Bruce Springsteen, a noted Democrat, big fundraiser for the Democratic Party and stuff like that. So often targeted by conservatives for his beliefs and shit like that. Which whatever, he's a public figure. Our whole thing is making fun of public figures. Have at it. But in this case, the big bombshell that got dropped is that back in November, apparently, Bruce Springsteen, star of the Jeep ad, was arrested for a DWI in New Jersey.
Oh man!
Back in November, and they're just now, I guess, bringing it up.
It happens
It's the grand plan to disgrace him by old, out of touch conservatives.
He's made it this long without one. First of all, that's impressive. So that's not even a knock on him. Honestly, it's like a good thing.
Oh well, just wait till you hear the circumstances, because the circumstances of this DUI are kind of notable.
Okay.
So this is from the New York Post, and I will, New York Post. They are if you look up the definition of try hard.
Their headlines are pretty good, to say the least.
Worst.
He was bombed in the USA.
I love it.
Bruce Springsteen was arrested for DWI and reckless driving in his home state. It was revealed Wednesday, days after he appeared in a much-hyped Super Bowl commercial for Jeep. The Born to Run icon, 71, was busted in November at Gateway National Recreation Area in New Jersey. A spokesperson for the National Park Service said. So he got arrested at a national forest for drunk driving in a national forest.
Where you usually drive.
Which, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It'd be one thing. I mean,
Breaking this just in, alert. Bruce Springsteen is an American grandfather.
Yeah.
He likes to get drunk in the woods.
He's
Empty
retired.
old man drinking in the woods.
He's doing
like, we got to get this one out to TMZ.
He's retired.
This is gonna
He's
screwing him.
He's doing what you do when you retire.
Fucking Ted
come on.
Cruz paying a private investigator to dig up dirt.
Don't even get me started
on this new woke icon from the Super Bowl ad. Like,
I mean,
guess what? He got a DWI in the woods in November.
Buddy, I'm calling this now. This was the local fucking Barney Fife ass cop from whatever town this national forest is next to.
Who's an informant for Ted Cruz?
Right? Yeah, no,
He's
he
like,
probably just leaked it to Ted Cruz. Like
he messages him on Twitter, and like even Ted Cruz doesn't give a shit.
Call our guy up in Jersey and get some dirt on this new.
Yeah, that's what Ted Cruz
newfound
does.
Black Lives Matter advocate Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
he got a DWI about 14 weeks ago.
He's got a bullseye on he's got a bullseye on Springsteen and Seth Rogen right now. I know that.
Springsteen was charged with DWI, reckless driving, and consuming alcohol in a closed area, the spokesperson said. So again, drunk in the woods. Like, I could maybe be more mad if he was, drinking and driving in a school zone or something. But listen, if you want to get fucked up and drive around in the woods, go for it.
Yeah,
I don't
think
care.
that's what you do in the woods.
That's what the woods are for.
That's why you go to the woods to drive. That's why you get like a 4-wheel drive vehicle is to get drunk and drive it through the woods. Why do you do that sober?
That's why you get one of those brush guards on the front so you can hit trees at high speeds.
Yeah, busting Bruce Springsteen for drinking and driving in the woods is like the same as like doing a headline about like this drug bust, and it's like, what happened? The cops arrested Bruce Springsteen on his doorstep. He had a joint in his hand.
Right, exactly. He was smoking while getting the fucking newspaper. That's what essentially like trails that people ride four-wheelers and shit on is a drunk driving course. It's not. It's for like, I'm going to drink. I should go to the place I'm allowed to do
and it
at.
was closed, so he was being as safe as you could ask for in that situation.
I don't understand why he got a DWI. Honestly, that's a bullshit.
He wouldn't do a TikTok for this asshole deputy.
He's one of those TikTok cops too that like, which is a whole wormhole. I don't know if y'all have gone down.
TikTok, I tell everybody I ran into you out here, and he's like, I don't do things like that. I'm Bruce Springsteen. I'm not Young Thug.
Have y'all seen TikTok cops? By the way, like it's a whole fucking.
I've seen those videos.
They're bad, dude. It's I've never cringed so hard in my life.
Are they rapping about public safety?
Not really. No, they're like
mostly. Think of the scene in the smash cuts in Rambo where he's gearing up.
Oh,
yeah,
Commando.
Yeah.
It's just
exactly
things like
what
that.
it is.
It's just cops like sitting in their car, straightening their tie, and they've got their badge and they're showing all that shit off, and they're just like, "Hey, it's Officer Stanley. Another day of keeping the streets of Paramus safe."
They'll have some shitty new country song over it too, and they'll lip sync. There's like some where they're like
Morgan Wallen for sure. Wallen.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know that they're a cop in the beginning too. Some of them are like just got out of bed and then like do that thing where like they snap and they got more clothes on, then snap again, and then it's like their full tactical gear. It's like
Jesus. News of the bust broke just days after Springsteen appeared and narrated a Super Bowl spot for Jeep in which he implored Americans to move towards the political middle in a spirit of unity. And I gotta say, what could be more uniting than catching a DWI?
Like, I gotta think that,
that
being an old white man getting drunk in the woods is way more of a conservative thing than a liberal thing.
Yeah.
That's true. But
it straight up is.
Like, this is gonna play very well to the people they're trying to make upset about this.
It's like it totally backfired.
And all they're thinking is Bruce Springsteen's just like us. Maybe he's not that bad.
Right.
We're past saving.
I found this news out while drunk in the woods.
Now, if he just has a really messy divorce and they take his kids, then he'll be straight up the perfect middle American old white guy.
We're past saving then if that doesn't do it. That doesn't unite us for real.
Yeah, the next Super Bowl will just be him in that same church.
That's
just being
it.
like,
That's
the
what
rights
they
of
say.
men are being ignored.
Maybe he leaked this to the press himself because they say, be the change you want to see in the world. And so he leaked this to the press. He's like, he called for unity. He was like, hey, man, I'm just like you. You know, I'm rich.
It didn't work.
And I live in a mansion, but guess what? I got a DWI a couple months ago, just getting drunk in the woods. You know, we're all the same.
Yeah.
That's sad, man, because it's a good message and like it didn't work, sadly.
Well, and it's funny because his publicist, points this out, like when they asked for comment, they're like, Bruce is not like a big drinker. And that's like a thing that people know about him.
Yeah,
like, he's one of them like really like crazed workaholic types that just was like, I'm always working on the song and on the show, man.
Yeah, he's like one of those. He's like the most squeaky clean guy.
He puts
really.
on 3-hour-long shows at the age of 71. Like, he's not a huge boozer. So this really, I truly believe this was just this man was shit-faced on a camping trip. Was like, I'll make the next beer run, guys.
I can't remember in my 30 years of living Bruce Springsteen being in any trouble like this. So you got to think. I mean, look, if the dude has been as famous and as much of a rock star as he is for this long, and he waits till 70 to get busted for driving intoxicated, and he's in the woods, I mean, hats off to that.
And that's also, it's like back to what we said. It's not even who gives a fuck, too.
You know
it's
how
not
many
like he got
opportunities
caught.
Bruce Springsteen has had to be caught downtown with his car wrapped around a pole with 2 hookers covered in cocaine?
Right,
in his car?
that didn't happen.
If he can wait till 70 to get busted for DWI, I think we should expunge his record and let him go.
They're making it sound like he got Me Too'd or something.
Yeah,
it's
come
fine.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll give him another Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, please.
For this one.
All right, from the good president.
Yeah, we should fucking do it.
The other story I wanted to cover with you is, it's a lot more lighthearted. I think in these times, it's good when we can all have a thing that we can kind of point and laugh at. And this week,
someone's got to play that role,
Yeah, well, this week that role is being played by Alec Baldwin's wife.
Oh man, me and Carly have loved this shit so much. Man, I particularly love this one so much.
It's the best.
I mean, a lot of people who are famous are big frauds and everything, but someone being caught in the act so deliciously like this by everyone.
Yes.
And his breathy Batman response video too. Is
did Alec Baldwin have a response? I haven't seen that.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh,
it's
shit.
so crazy. I mean, it's like everyone's just trying to remember. It's like he was good on 30 Rock. He's good on 30 Rock. But like,
I'll tell people who maybe don't know. So Alec Baldwin's wife, who goes by the name Hilaria Baldwin, she is a 36-year-old podcaster, yoga instructor, and obviously the wife of actor Alec Baldwin, has been accused of cultural appropriation after questions were raised over her Spanish roots.
Yes.
So on December 21st, Twitter user @LennyBriscoe wrote, quote, "You have to admire Hilaria Baldwin's commitment to a decades-long grift where she impersonates a Spanish person."
Her name is Hillary, by the way.
Yeah, her name is Hillary Hayward Thomas, and
she comes from fucking Boston.
She was born in Boston, Massachusetts, but if you look up clips of this woman, and we'll put some on our Twitter @TheGoodSpot so people can see it, she has been doing this fake-ass Spanish accent for years now.
It is cringy.
And it comes and goes in the funniest way. Like it's like this point has been made, but it's true. It's like a person who goes on a mission trip to like Nicaragua and when they're 12 and they begin calling it Nicaragua.
Or someone who like goes to a Mexican restaurant, orders the queso.
Yes.
Let me get the chips and queso. And it's like, then it's like Stuart Thompson's joke where he's talking about people who snap into, let me have a quesadilla.
Yeah. It's like
they snap into it when they're ordering Mexican food.
Yeah. But she's like Peggy Hill. Like she doesn't actually know what she's saying, because one of the funniest like twists on this whole story is she claims that the reason she's been sort of going in and out of this accent and faking is because she is a dual linguist. Like she speaks Spanish and English, and she doesn't really, it's kind of hard when you switch, which whatever. Let's pretend that makes any fucking sense at all, which it doesn't.
Sure.
But I'll go with the kayfabe here. The problem is actual Spanish speakers on Twitter have pointed out like she can only speak Spanish in the present tense. She's not dueling. She's not actually speaking the language well. Like she's speaking it well enough, like, but not enough to be like, I speak Spanish fluently. Like, like people who actually speak Spanish are like, nah, man, you're kind of talking weird. You're talking the way like a cab driver in Italy speaks English, like,
Dude, what the best video of all of it, and me and Carly just scoured all of them because it was the best. Is she's on like Good Morning America or something, or she's on some cooking show.
The cucumbers.
Yeah, she's like, what is it? How do you say in America? And cucumber. And it's like,
you are from Boston.
Yeah, you are from fucking Boston. It's called a cucumber. It's like, it's so fucking embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
It's so great. I love it because it's like, listen, I've been to Boston. They don't particularly like vegetables, but they do have them there. Okay.
She also took to one of the most legit ways of to address after being disgraced. There are two real ways of addressing the masses, and one is Twitter, and the other is a front-facing video on Twitter.
Oh, yes. Where she's wearing lounging pants like those with the nutcracker on them, so it's kind of Christmassy.
This is the I'm real approach.
Yes, yes.
No makeup, sweats. You may as well have Ja Rule in the background. The way you look, bow your head, because she's real. And she's very real, and it's and there's no put upon accent now. Which, don't you think if you're selling this fiction, you would try to nuance it more instead of just dropping it completely?
Yeah, well, I want to say, everything with me always goes back to this, but I mean, this is relevant. I can trace this right back to wrestling. There is currently a woman who wrestles on WWE. Her name is Lana. She used to be the spokesperson, like the manager for this big, evil Russian bad guy, and she spoke in a thick Russian accent, and she would always come out and be like, Vladimir Putin is better than your Obama, and people would boo her and shit. And she was great. Like, she was super hot, and she would wear these tight skirts and shit, and she was fucking awesome. Just a huge heel.
Kind of like Alison Brie's character in Glow, it sounds like.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, it's exactly in that sort of tradition. And then her husband is now actually on the other show. He wrestles for AEW, but she's still on WWE, and now she has just dropped the accent. She's just like a regular hot girl now. And you're like, I saw you riding a tank with a Russian flag waving behind you and shit. Like, you can't just pull it all the way back, lady. Do a little, ease us down into the normal accent.
Dude, in going, so she had to do the front-facing video, which is very, she does a lot. I didn't know that both her and Alec Baldwin were classically trained dancers, because they dance around the issue so fucking much. Because she gets into and you got to understand, it's a personal attack, da 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 da. And she never mentions really. And then Alec Baldwin gets on her, and he starts fucking talking. He gets in his breathiest, Aaron Paul, I take responsibility, kind of voice. And but it's so breathy, and he talks about how he most things in the media are a lie, and dude, you gotta watch it.
I didn't know he did an appearance at the end. I was just watching her, and it was so cringy. I was like, I can't, and I turned it off. So I didn't.
It's his own video. It's his own video. It's a very compact, very succinct 7-minute video.
Fuck.
Where he talks about how most of the people he's known have been lied about, and then he's then it just devolves into just very pregnant pauses, and him going consider the source. Consider the source. Consider the source. I mean, he's whispering it. He's consider the source.
Oh, man.
It's so delightfully weird.
How long, because now that Trump is gone, his regular gig is over. How long before Alec Baldwin becomes liberal Randy Quaid?
I mean, it's a good point. The first thing I was thinking about when watching that, well, obviously it's just he's fucking nuts, and I did the first thing, I bargained with myself too. I was I love 30 Rock.
Yeah, Glenn Ross, man.
Glenn Ross, and he's great in The Departed. Just because he's a great actor doesn't mean he's not allowed to be a complete fucking nutball.
No, quite the opposite. If anything, if 2020 has proved anything, it's that wildly talented people are often insane.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, watching it, it's I was thinking about how when the last Trump appearance on SNL, and he was you're welcome. It's you're welcome for 6 years of a bad Trump impression.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to be a fly on the wall for how they were going to address this. I wonder if she even admits it to him, or he accuses her of playing up the accent too much.
God, I bet he probably doesn't even notice. Because I mean, goddamn, how old is Alec Baldwin? This woman is 2 years older than me. She is 36 years old.
they have 5 children together.
It's so crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
Alec Baldwin is 62.
Fuck yeah! So I mean, what is he gonna say? It's like, yeah, my hot young wife pretends to be Spanish. It's like, dude, you're so lucky to be 62 and have a hot young fake Spanish wife. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, this is the first time he's listened to anything she said publicly. And
right?
It's like, you've been doing what kind of accent?
I wanted to read a couple other things that I found just researching this today. I can't believe I didn't find the damn Alec Baldwin tape, but today I found this. Speaking with Extra in 2012, Ilaria discussed how Alec popped the question.
Yes.
So she explained that they went to Montauk, which for people who don't know New York, Montauk is basically the very last city on Long Island. So as far out into the Atlantic as you can go from New York City is Montauk. So they went to Montauk because, and this is her quoting, "It was as close as he could get to Spain, to my family." And
also, her family lives in Boston.
Well, so that's the weird thing.
No, I think, do they live in Spain?
Her dad moved to Spain like when she was 19 or something. Like, that does not count.
Well, it's like, to bring it back to Nashville, it's like when people from LA move to Nashville and then they just get a bunch of fucking cowboy boots and cowboy hats and they're like, howdy, y'all. It's like, no, you're a fucking LA douchebag. You are not from the South.
Last month on her podcast, Mom Brain, Baldwin.
I've been having mom brain as of late.
Baldwin peddled the fashion brand Zara to her listeners, proclaiming with an intermittent Spanish accent, quote, "I've loved this brand, this label, since before I was in this country." Meaning
like when
America.
when you were in the womb, because then you were also in this country.
Yeah. It's the fucking best. So yeah, she posted a 7-minute Instagram post on Sunday. So that's what we were just talking about, where she admitted, "I was born in Boston and grew up spending time with my family between Massachusetts and Spain."
It's as if when I was a kid, my parents took me to Disneyland once, and then like half the time I'd be like, "Oh, hello, how are you?"
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not from there. I vacationed there once.
She says, quote, "We celebrate both cultures in our home. Alec and I are raising our children bilingual, just as I was raised. This is very important for me. I understand that my story is a little different, but it is my story, and I am very proud of it." And again,
hey, it's fine. I think that's great that you would want your kids to be bilingual and teach them Spanish. That's great.
Yeah, but they if the Spanish-speaking community on Twitter is to be believed, they should not be learning from you because you fucking suck at speaking Spanish.
Yeah. You're presenting to them that it's all right to be a fraud.
Also, this has since been removed, but her biography on the CAA, which is the big management company, her CAA website said that she was born on the Spanish island of Mallorca. So they had to reel that one back. She also claimed in a podcast interview earlier this year that she did not move to the U.S. until she was 19 to attend in university in New York. She explained that she, in the most recent, when she finally had to come clean, she explained in the video Sunday that she grew up using the name Hillary in the U.S. and Ilaria in Spain before consolidating them under just one name, Ilaria.
Sure.
Meanwhile, her former high school classmates on Twitter have disputed her claims. One man named David Golan tweeted,
"Haters gonna hate." Yeah.
Tweeted, quote, "I went to high school with Hillary Hayward Thomas in Boston, and she had absolutely no accent."
I went to fucking high school with Hillary, and I'll tell you something right now. She had,
brutal.
She had no accent. All right,
it was fucking brutal.
As a matter of fact, none of us have accents.
Yeah, I just sound like I'm from America. What of it? Fuck you.
Yeah, she's from Spain. I'm from fucking Australia, right?
Ilaria's own cousin has now chimed in saying that Ilaria is, quote, 0% Spanish. And also even more classmates have now come forward to allege that she used to have much paler skin and blonde hair. So there's also like a Rachel Dolezal element to this too, where if you look at pictures of her, she has tanned the ever-loving shit out of herself. And a lot of those pictures you're like, that is, ooh, yeah, you're getting into some water here.
That's the worst part. That's The voice is bad. The tanning is the actual like YouTube cringe worst part.
And, you know, I just want to say it has been over 20 years now since Madonna started faking that little English accent. And I'm just so glad that we have something new to make fun of.
That is the thing, too. Like, English accents, we've all felt fine. Like, having... If you, me and Carly have been rewatching Twilight Zone, and pretty much every actor in there is like, "But what do you mean? I'm from Chicago."
Oh yeah,
like, you know, like every act that was the way actors talk. They just had like a tiny English lilt.
Right.
I'll excuse her being like pretending like she's from England or whatever.
Yeah, that was very funny. But I just like, yeah, now we have a new flagpole to rally around and laugh at. You know, and I think it's hilarious or hilarious.
Hilarious. Heyo. Muy bueno. Muy bueno.
So one of the early plot points on your solo series, Viva La Bam, was Bam Margera searching for a new home. Believe, you know, I think either you were living at Ape and Phil's house and it had gotten, you know, too small for what you were able to do, or you just got some money from MTV.
Yeah, the boundaries of the restraining order made it kind of small.
Yeah, you had to hang out in the back. You had to sleep.
Kind of had that area between the door and the kitchen.
Yeah. They had you camping underneath the half pipe.
In a legal sense, I couldn't be that close to them.
Okay. But you had to find a new place to live. And I don't know when's the last time you moved or were looking, but it's gotten extremely difficult to find places to live, especially in this city, Los Angeles, where we are now. And so, you know, many of us have been forced to look on the social media website Facebook Marketplace to find places to live. And those places are sometimes kind of weird.
You can find anything on that fucking website.
Yeah.
You can find spiked anal beads. You can find BB gun repeaters.
What's the weirdest thing you bought on like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace?
It was a skateboard that doubled as a guitar that was also a flask.
Oh, and flask! Wow, that's like a Swiss Army knife for shit.
Well, I would never use that because I can't play guitar, just like him.
Oh, okay. But you could lend it to the guys from him, and they would shred.
Oh yeah.
You could shred, and then they could shred.
Sure, yeah.
And then you could both get shredded.
Yeah, they will get shredded. Yeah,
shred cubed.
Shred cubed. Bunch of assholes. Bunch of dicks.
So these are some clips here about Facebook Marketplace and the LA rental scene. This one's incredible. I'm going to read the whole thing just because the way it unfurls into, you know, what I would call the point of the matter, not to do a pun there for what's to come. And all this like sounds pretty good until you get to the thing where you're like, what's the trick here? Yeah. All right. So this is in Los Angeles housing. Hello. I have a room for sublet in Highland Park, California. Rent is $700 a month plus $80 for utilities. There are two other female housemates. One of the housemates owns a very well-behaved medium-sized dog, and ideally we would have no other pets living there since there's already a dog here. It's like, okay, that sounds good. You will share a bath.
Spot's taken.
Yeah, spot's taken for Spot. You will share a bathroom with one of our housemates. We have a laundry room, washer and dryer, and you're like, damn, dude, $700. This sounded good.
Only $80 for utilities.
Like,
That's
this is
bananas.
sounding like a pretty good deal for LA, right? Plenty of street parking. And then all of a sudden there's a, you know, what they call in poetry, a volta, where everything suddenly changes. So yeah, plenty of street parking. The room is a triangle. Mm-hmm. It is. So is my bed. It's funny to say, but the ideal height for the bed is 5'8" and under.
How tall is this person? That's what I want to know.
You know, it is a male, I believe, based on the Facebook pictures. So it's a short male person, and but yeah, the room is shaped like a triangle. It's funny to say, but the ideal height is 5'8". Note: some of my belongings will still be in the room underneath the bed. So not only is this room shaped like the bow of a ship,
yeah,
but also their shit is going to be in there the whole time. Yeah, so you can't.
I love the idea of subletting this. Like,
yeah, and the picture is wild.
I'm not letting this go. Don't you worry about having to sign a lease. I would never give up my triangle room.
You might think that's an earthquake. It's just me getting my barbells in the middle of the night.
And I'll put this picture on our Twitter so people can see it. But I mean, it is exactly as nightmarish as you can imagine. And I was thinking when they first said like it's a triangle shaped room, I was thinking, oh, maybe the room was a square and they built a wall diagonally to turn it into 2 rooms. But no, not a right angle. It's an acute angle.
Right.
So they have built what looks like a little like wooden platform, and then I swear to God, they must have just gotten a big ass dog bed, and cut it diagonally down the middle to
I
wedge
love
it in
cutting
there.
a mattress. I love that. I know what I am doing. I'm going to cut this mattress into a triangle. Go to Home Depot and be like, "Will you cut this for me?"
We have found that if someone places their head in the corner of the triangle, it fits securely. You can kick your feet about as much as you want. Your head will not move.
I just like the guy
You
trying.
can't run as I grab my barbells and do my scream workout.
If you have like someone over, you have to do like feet to head, or they.
Yeah.
This way I go that.
Oh
way.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I just love the idea of a guy just being like, "Babe, I know you love Titanic. Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to sleep at the front of the ship? It'd be fucking awesome."
Don't worry, we're still crotch to crotch, tip to tip. This is happening. So don't worry, we can still make that triangle, baby.
I'm the king of the world. So you're just shouting out the window.
I would be, as we've trying to sell our room and be like, you know what? Honest engine here. It's a small room. I wonder if they're embellishing the 5'8" thing. It's like, I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably more like 5'5".
Yeah,
you got to be like 5'5".
I'm going to be real honest with you. This is where my Doberman sleeps, and I'm just trying to clear rent, guys.
That's the only thing that makes sense. It's a bed for a large dog.
Well, doesn't the other picture from the apartment have a toilet in a corner as well?
Yeah. So I've gone crazy trying to analyze all the photos on this thing, trying to just do a schematic in my brain of what this house could possibly look like.
Right.
Because based on the pictures, it seems like they built a house and then it's just got a little point jetting out of it for no reason, which seems like against illegal building codes. I didn't know you could just be like, I'm going to build a triangle on the edge of this house. Like that seems like it should be illegal.
Well, maybe
if
it's
not.
like an apartment building that's a triangle.
But you should be shot for being an idiot and building a triangle-shaped building. I'm sorry. It's like,
what about the pyramids?
Are you against pyramids? Well, you got something against the country of Egypt?
Listen. When I'm dead, feel free to wrap me in gold and stick me in a triangle-shaped room. I don't care at that point. But while I'm alive, I'm going to need a rectangle at best. This is what I'm going to need.
It is probably more,
my room shape.
It's probably a completely different. You'd have to have your head against the point. You couldn't just be staring at the point. Like, you'd have some semblance of.
I just don't understand why he thinks he's going to sublet this, where it's just like...
I bet he will.
Yeah.
Where is the shame he should feel for
desperate
for
people
living
in Los Angeles?
Such squalor.
Oh, yeah. No, he'll absolutely fill that out. I'm going to live there.
I mean, if you were like a gentleman and you were bringing home, a lady,
yes,
and you walk into your room, here's my room, and like what? How does that even progress? Like, let's do this. How would you even have sex on that bed? It's not tall enough. Were you just slamming your heads into the corner every time, or you're like doing all these weird positions where it's like, no, we can only do doggy, but we still have to like fold our bodies.
That's like another stipulation, like no sex in the triangle room, by the way. Just sleeping.
Yeah.
Then you have to leave at
I will
9.
not have you having sex on my doggy bed.
Yeah, we can't do it here, but the good news is I can move the bed and I have a shuffleboard court painted underneath, so we can play shuffleboard.
And there's a toilet in the room, right? There's a toilet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I'm trying to get the schematics down in my brain, and there's a toilet situation, but it appears that their wall is kind of diagonal and comes to a slightly less dramatic point
right.
than the bed, because the bed comes to a real point, whereas the toilet comes to kind of a truncated point where it's
like
flat.
it's like a half toilet where it kind of slides off and onto the floor.
Do you want to be comfortable while you shit or while you sleep? Answer this very honestly because it's important.
You chose to move here. You
Yeah.
chose to move here. I don't make the rules.
Did you move my barbells from under my triangle bed? I put them facing east.
The guy had my friend of the show, Brent Schmidt, pointed out to me that the guy does have a single maraca in the room too. Not maracas, just a single maraca.
I mean, he's probably has that with the one hand. He's a drummer. This reeks of drummers.
Yeah.
This is a drummer's room, and he plays the maraca with one hand while he hits the cymbal with the other hand.
For some reason,
he's put his entire drum set in a Kia many times, and now he's like, I can put people in crawl spaces.
For some reason, just a singular maraca struck me as so sad. I was like, you need two at least.
Maybe the
or
other
else it's-
maraca's under the bed.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, that's one of his belongings that he will be keeping there as soon as you move on to the triangle. I gotta say, this post has since been removed, but there was just a hilarious field day on Facebook Marketplace, and specifically the LA housing Facebook Market, where I had to post, and I know you've had to post as well when you're trying to find a new roommates. And so I'm just still on the LA housing Facebook group where you list stuff.
Those are some of the most fucked up posts you'll ever see on Facebook.
Dude, this one was so funny because it turned into she took it down, but this literally there was like 800 comments on this thing, and it was all people making fun of this post. It was so this was the title. It was from a woman named Anastasia Gias for a cozy living spot for $700 a month in downtown LA. And
ooh, I love cozy. That's always a good word to hear when you're looking for a place.
Well, first, the funny thing was the description. She's talking about downtown LA, where this place is, and she says, the area is very busy, has lots of cafes, coffee shops, libraries, museums, and other activities around. Starbucks is across the street. And
oh, that's such a unique experience.
Right, but I had to point out, I'm like, yeah, cafes, coffee shops, and Starbucks are the same thing.
Yeah, also they're all closed right now.
Yeah, and they're closed right now on top of that. But even if this was normal
Not like
times,
you can just be like, I can go hang out at a coffee shop.
yeah, but even if it was normal times, it's almost like being like, there's fast food, there's also Wendy's, and there's also McDonald's. And you're like, yeah, that's what that means.
You like coffee shops, or if you're less adventurous, we have Starbucks also.
And this woman, by the way, because I had to click on her profile because what I'm about to describe to you seemed like it was a bit almost. And so I was like, maybe this person isn't real. So I clicked on the profile, and she has one of those profile pictures where I'm like, you just pulled this off Google Images. You can't be a real person. Because it's just
but
like.
It's LA, though, because you never know. People will put their fucking headshots up as their profile picture because they're psychos.
That's true. Well, that's what this was. And I thought of that too. I was just like, man, I don't know. This could go either way. But it says that, underneath your picture, you can put where you work. So her two active employment situations. The first one says that she works at System Agency Kiev in the Ukraine. Which it's funny because I was like, System Agency sounds like it could be a modeling agency, or it could be like a government agent kind of a thing.
A spy network for sure. But she's too stupid and she put it on her Facebook.
Right. I work for great leader. I am system agent.
I love motherland.
Right. And then even better, the next one, present tense, works at traffic models.
All right. So she traffics immigrants.
That's what I was thinking.
Slavery.
That's exactly what I wrote too. I was just like, oh, this seems very normal that you would work at a modeling agency that in no way traffics in white slavery. That's ridiculous.
There's so many sketchy things like that in LA.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like a nondescript building in a shopping center or something, and it just says immigrants and has a phone number.
Yeah.
And it's just like people like, hey, is there zero proof you're in this country? Because if so, we got a thing for you.
Yeah, and we're definitely not going to put you into some sort of unfair labor practice as a mandatory requirement for living here. Well, there's a lot of them too, where it's like these like shared rooms where you're like, oh, it's a bunk bed. You know, there's 3 bunks, and you're like, is this a cult? Tell me this is not a cult.
Yeah. The sad part is I've known people who've lived in these, and it's not a cult. It's just a situation for dummies.
Oh, well,
who don't know if they'd looked around a little harder, they could find like the exact same price in a situation that wasn't insane.
Oh,
like
yeah.
4 bunks in a room, prison style.
I literally saw one with 3 tiered bunk beds, not 2 beds, 3 beds stacked on top. And I was like, I didn't even know they made that except on submarines.
Yeah. That's fucking insane. Yeah, dude, I know somebody who lived in a place like that, a comic, where it was like 4 bunks in a room and multiple rooms of that, and they all shared a bathroom also.
Oh, man.
1 bathroom.
Well, so this one I want to explain. This is, so again, cozy living spot. This is it's a big, what looks to be like a big loft, somewhere downtown. So probably a refurbished loft, exposed brick. There is indeed a big oil painting of Katharine Hepburn. So, whoever designed it's an asshole.
It's just like the TV shows.
Right. And in the loft, because most of the lofts downtown were originally like either textile places or some sort of horrifying factory from the 1920s, so they didn't have bathrooms on every floor, so the lofts have to have the bathrooms constructed, so it's almost like a little box off to the side where the bathroom is, and it's got a door and everything. The bed that is being advertised, though, the cozy living spot, is on top of the bathroom.
Nice.
So, and it is, I'll put this up on our Twitter at The Good Spot so people can see it. There is a rickety ass terrifying ladder that goes up to the top, and
like most lofts, let's be honest. Even in a good loft, that's the case.
But you go to the top, and I mean, just imagine a bathroom that is exactly as big as a bathroom can be, like the bathrooms at our place. Like, it's that size, and then there's just a double bed on top of this bathroom, and no railing around the bed. So if you fall off, you just fall 12 to 15 feet down.
Damn. See, this is where sleeping on a mattress on the floor seems appealing.
Yeah, and it was,
you only fall 12 inches maybe.
My favorite little detail was at the foot of the bed there was just enough room for a bathroom mat that they had up there at the top of the ladder. So when you walked up the ladder, there was just like a little bathroom mat, and I was like, oh, that's to wipe off the blood from your knees and elbows after you fall off the bed.
Or just like, hey, the entire rest of this house is filthy. So before you lay down in the only space you have yours, maybe wipe off your feet.
Yeah. And so, like I said, this post got like 800 comments of just people making fun of it, and it was glorious. Like yeah, that's a common thing in these posts a lot. When somebody posts something so ridiculous, motherfuckers will just dogpile them. Yeah, well, they tried to do that to me. I got one comment on the little pink room in my apartment, which is small, but you could still get a double bed and a nightstand, and it's got a closet, and it has 4 walls and a door. It's not on top of a bathroom. But I had one guy comment on mine like, "This is so small," and I'm like, it's cheap and it's East Hollywood, man. I don't know. I'm being real upfront with what this is.
Yeah, and and the thing is, if anybody commented that on your shit, it's completely ridiculous because of the price.
Yeah,
which we will not say on this podcast.
Yeah,
but very reasonable.
Very reasonable. Yeah, exactly. So
it's always these ones where it's like, you get to live in a closet, and clearly the person renting it is just using you to pay their rent that they can't afford. And there's like another room. There's another room that's a bedroom, but has like a sheet going down the middle of it, like I Love Lucy. And there's 2 people sleeping in there.
And this one is just so undignified, because not only are you 15 feet up in the air and there's no railing and you could just roll over and die at any moment, you're also on top of the shitter. Like it's just like that is just the cherry on top of like where you are. You're like you're in the storage space above the fucking toilet.
Oh, that's good. You get to hear every faucet and noise that happens.
Yeah, you're like very aware of everything going on below you. It was so goddamn funny. But yeah, she after like 800 comments, it was funny because there was exactly 2 people that were like defending her, and they got
there's always 2 dumbasses who are doing the exact same thing.
Well, these sounded like they weren't even doing the same thing. There was one lady who was just like, hey, you guys are being privileged right now. I was on the brink of homelessness and would have loved to have had a place like this. And you're like, yeah, but for $700 a month to live on top of the toilet?
Yeah.
Like, my joke was, you've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for yourself on the shelf, because that's where you fucking live. So, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's not privilege to make fun of this. It's privilege to be a person who owns an apartment and to rent out part of it on top of a shelf for an unreasonable amount. She is the villain here, not the people making fun of her.
Yeah. It's pretty privileged to act like everybody should be happy about a completely fucked up living situation.
And it's illegal too, I think. I don't think you can live in a place with no railing where you could just fall off in the middle of the night, I think.
Oh, yeah. So many of the living situations in LA are completely illegal.
Yeah. Well,
like, and there's comics who do bits about living in a kitchen.
Oh yeah, Tom! Shout out to Tom Goss at Goss6. One of the funniest comics in LA. Lived like 4 years in a kitchen. So hey,
yeah.
But like someone pointed that out on Twitter when I was tweeting about this. They were like, "Are you subtweeting Tom Goss?" And I was like, "No, Goss lived on solid ground, on terra firma. He wasn't 15 feet in the air." You know?
Yeah,
it's not a great situation, but it's still better than being fucking hanging above a shitter. Also, one guy got real mad at me when I posted, because there's a like above where your head would be if you were to lay down in this double bed on the top of the shitter, there's just a fucking pipe that goes right across the ceiling. And this Anastasia woman,
of course there is.
She hung a bunch of like Christmas lights from it to be kind of cutesy. And I just wrote, I was like, hey, at least they've made it really easy to hang yourself up there. And fucking some guy he was just like, not cool, man. And but then a bunch of other people like were like, no, it was funny. So I feel validated for my dark joke.
Yeah, people get mad at you. People get mad at anything on the internet. It's fine.
Yeah, and the other person that was pro Anastasia was, he was like, this is why everyone is leaving California, because it is too expensive, blah, blah, blah. If you had a better job, you could live in a better place. Like, he was that. And then you clicked on his profile and it was just this guy. He doesn't even live in LA. He's like a Chicago guy who was just like fat and bald and standing in front of the Trump building in Chicago. I was like, oh, well, fuck you, dude.
I gotta love that. Somebody who just joined the Facebook group to complain about California.
Oh, yeah.
Probably never have gone to Cal. You know,
No.
He's never been here. But
No, he's never left
knows
Chicago.
He should hate it.
Yeah, exactly. I've had to rent a room out twice now during the pandemic, so I am still on all of the Los Angeles Facebook groups about housing and things like that. And come to find out, there are actually 2 groups that have the same offensive name, Los Angeles Gypsy Housing.
Yes.
I found out there's 2 of them. And there's also one called Ghost Light Housing that is the PC original Gypsy Housing. They were like, no, we're not that. And they changed their name to something else. So technically there are 3.
Oh, no. So hold on. So, because I remember when Gypsy Housing changed to Ghost Light Housing, as I am a member.
Yeah.
And then I thought that was it. I didn't realize that other people were like, you know what? We're like Prue from the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah.
We got to keep that name alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, it's there's now 3 of them. There's 2 with that exact name, and then there's Ghostlight. So this is actually from one of the I can't specify which one, but it's from one of the Gypsy housing groups, and I just wanted to read this. So this is a post where a guy posts a picture of himself. Looks like he's walking around the dam, like around Hollywood. And it says, I'm looking for a room to rent. My budget is $1,000. I'm obsessed with cleaning and nice smells only. I'm vegetarian. And then here's the kicker. Please do not reply if you are a psycho, anti-Trump / BLM / LGBTUVWXYZ or Antifa. They scare me. Just nice people like me. Contact me.
God.
Contact me on Instagram. And his Instagram handle is Fallen Souls Matter.
Oh my fucking God. Hold on. We gotta, okay, we're going. Brandy's going in. She's going in. And secondly, like, okay, let's talk about the Venn diagram of I'm a clean freak, vegetarian, also a Trump supporter who
No, not a Trump supporter, right?
No, he is. He says, "Do not reply if you're anti-Trump." So he did a double negative. Basically, he's saying reply if you like Trump. Yeah,
I was still having a hard time getting past the good smells only part.
Yeah, that was
like,
the other
honey,
one.
Part of being a human is sometimes you just smell bad. I might smell bad right now. I'm so sorry.
No, I probably do too. I took a shower this morning, but I can't remember if I put on deodorant.
Well,
honestly.
I guess he's not moving in.
Yeah, he says I'm obsessed with nice smells only, as if there are people who are like, I only like stinky stuff.
Well, he's interesting. He's a brown human.
Yeah, which I wasn't expecting. He likes
he likes fashion, like a kind of like Asian streetwear.
Yeah,
it's like I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
Yeah.
You look him up.
I've got some. I looked him up. Oh, that's what I was getting to. That's what I'm leading up to. Is his status updates are quite enigmatic and strange. But I did just want to point out that his Instagram handle @FallenSoulsMatter does sound like a racist Evanescence fan group.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
But so I got obsessed because I was just like, who is this? What's happening? And it seems like he is like a yoga instructor. Is sort of his gimmick is like exercise and yoga, because all of his stuff is like outside. But then he has these very strange statuses that say things like, "Another beautiful day inside my gated residency," and then it's like a picture of the city.
What a psycho!
Weird.
I like living behind a gate.
Oh my God!
Here, Brandy found a doozy.
Here's stop eating garlic or onion. It's not nice. # nice smells. All caps only. # nice smells only. This man wants to kill himself every time he takes a shit. You know, like he hates his own body for having to have functions.
I wonder what's like the smells phobia.
I'm gonna go to that hashtag.
Phobia smells.
Well, he's got one that says, because he's not just, it's weird because he doesn't like bad smells, but he doesn't seem to mind this sentiment. This is from December 27th of 2020. Stay outdoors. Keep busy. Do not wear face mask. Be happy and don't be a COVIDiot. # stopped leftism.
Oh my God.
What in the heck?
I was like, dude, if you hate bad smells, masks should be your jam.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Maybe he doesn't like the smell of his breath.
Oh, he's probably got bad breath.
Get some icebreakers. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Get an Altoid.
This dude is like a weird Q idiot for sure. Like he definitely has like all that dumb shit.
Oh,
he loves a fanny pack though.
He looks like a Jedi in that picture.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I do have this is another one. This is from December 10th. My new supreme, eternal, and intergalactic commander, Donald Trump, won the U.S. presidency.
Oh boy, of course you think so.
Intergalactic.
That was my thing. I'm like, you know what? I gotta say, the idea of Donald Trump in space. I don't want him to lead anything here on Earth, but he could be a space leader. That would be hilarious.
Man.
No.
Yeah, fine. Get this Space Force. Get him off the planet. Figure it out.
Wow.
Oh, man. Cutest people were made in Venezuela. That's a status of his.
Venezuelan.
Which I wasn't expecting.
You know how like Cubans, the QAnon moms, the Cuban QAnon moms?
Yeah, Cuban QAnon
Yeah,
moms.
they have brainworms because they're so upset with Castro.
Yeah.
I think this is the Venezuela version of this.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like, he's got a Hispanic last name, but then also like an Indian first name. and that's where I think like the kind of I guess the meditation stuff comes in, because he like was taking pictures of like a shrine to some, I think it was his dad or some relative or something. But all of that is to say that I am now, because of a combination of seeing this and obviously the Q Shaman Buffalo guy.
Yes. Who was an improviser at Arizona.
Yes, all of this is swirling together for me, because I found this guy and I was like, who's this weirdo? And I was like, oh my God, he's also a Q shaman guy, like almost, you know, he's not as famous obviously as the Buffalo Man, but man, we gotta, you know, I was
there's Q Shaman and this is Q Swami.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And the only reason he wasn't in DC is because DC full of bad smells.
The smells.
Very smelly.
It was
very
a swamp.
Smelly.
Yeah,
It's a swamp.
This is technically a swamp.
That's why he wanted Donald Trump to drain the swamp, because then it wouldn't smell so swampy, so then he could see the nation's capital.
Stinky.
Yeah, stinky. Stinky place.
Bam, have you ever had any hijinks on the high seas?
Oh, yeah. One time we had this bit called the poop deck.
Uh-huh.
You probably know where this is going.
Surprise me.
Well, Danger Aaron.
Uh-huh.
We blindfolded him and said, "Arr, time to walk the poop deck." And then we locked him into a septic tank. But we were dressed like pirates.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't on the water, though? It was just, or was it?
He was in the water. He was in poop water.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this was more of an adventure.
We really had to stretch out our acting for that one.
Right. Yeah, so he was sailing the brown seas of a septic tank.
Yeah, I mean, Knoxville's like the actor or whatever. I'm more like the rock star.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah, absolutely. I can tell by the trench coat and the top hat.
But they were like, "You're the one who looks the most like Jack Sparrow." And I was like, "You guys are dicks. You guys are fucking assholes."
And you don't like parrots either, snakes and parrots. So this was a big, difficult day for you.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, we had a couple of stories during the Corona Diaries that involved houseboats.
Oh, that's funny. I live on a houseboat.
Oh, my God. Is that where you're living nowadays?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I take a jet ski out to get fucking firecrackers and food or whatever I might need. But yeah, houseboat living. It's not too bad.
Yeah? Well, let's hear a couple of houseboat stories. Well, I've got a news story I was going to share with y'all. This is close to Canada. This is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Canada-like in most ways, except maybe this one. John Earl Benton Stimpson. So 4 names.
That's a cool guy.
Boom. And Earl is in there. This
already
man,
a cool guy.
Fucking winner. John Earl.
Whatever he did, I defend it.
Me too, actually. John Earl Benton Stimpson, 48 of Minneapolis, is charged with 2 counts of felony theft in connection to the September 20th incident in which he is accused of stealing a houseboat on the Mississippi River.
Fuck yes.
That's cruel. It's cruel to steal someone's home.
He commandeered a houseboat.
Is that both like, is that Grand Theft Auto and like break and entry?
I would assume so.
And
yeah,
possibly kidnapping.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, fortunately for him, the guy wasn't on board at the time. According to the criminal complaint, Minneapolis police responded to a report of a theft in progress. The person who called the police said the man, later identified as Stimpson, had cut the disabled docked houseboat free and was drifting in the river near the shore. So this is not a boat that even has an engine. It's a real houseboat in that it's supposed to just be tied up forever, and this guy just pushed it out into the river and is riding it down the stream.
I never understood the benefit of having a houseboat that can't move. That's I guess it's like a trailer that you can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
I just never understood that. It's like all the benefits of getting seasick without actually being able to travel.
yeah, it's like water trailer park. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, you have to be a special type of weirdo to want to live in a houseboat.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Even in America, we judge these people.
Yeah, you have to be named Rick, and you have to have a kimono and a mustache. That's bare minimum, if not a parrot that lives on your shoulder to live in a houseboat. The person said that this was the third time that Stimson had boarded the boat in the past 2 weeks.
He's been casing the joint.
Noting that he'd been told to stay off the boat before, complaints said. So this is just a guy who just keeps getting on this boat, and this guy's like, hey, get out of here. Get out of here. And he'll scram. And this time, he called his bluff. He wasn't going to take it.
Tale as old as time, a man in a boat. It's just a love that can't be kept away.
At the time of his arrest, Stimson was wearing a white hood with the eyes and mouth holes cut out. So.
That's not good.
So he looked like the Zodiac Killer.
No, white hood. Klansman.
Oh, Klansman.
Yeah.
Well, was a full robe or just a hood?
Just the hood.
Well, that's Zodiac Killer. Come on.
Well, no, the Zodiac had a black tunic with this symbol.
The Klan can't take every white hood. They can't take claim of every single white hood.
The picture of it is really funny because he's wearing
a clanny.
He's wearing a white hood. It's pretty damn clanny. He's wearing a white hood, but then a bathing suit, which you're just not used to seeing.
Maybe it was just to hide his identity. He knew that there could be
It's a
cameras.
Klankini?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I had a Klan story. Because there was a big local chapter of the Klan in the town I grew up in.
Is this Missouri?
Yes,
or Missouri.
Missouri. And good old Missouri. And one time they had a full ass Klan family picnic at the park. Like they put out an ad in the paper and everything for it.
You gotta love freedom of speech.
They were listening to Creed.
Well, wow. All right. Well, okay. Question: were they hooded?
No.
Oh,
They're just hanging out, playing hacky sack, eating hot dogs.
You don't have to hide. You don't have to hide your identity in places.
No,
like this.
that's true.
You already put the ad out in the paper.
That's a fair point. I was just thinking about how funny it would be of guys trying to eat sandwiches and not get mustard on their whites. Flipping up the mouthpiece to eat a fucking
using those Tide to go thing pens.
Yeah, they pass out Clorox pins to everybody.
I bet it's come up. I bet some guys like, Earl, did you get fucking buffalo sauce on that? What?
I've been meaning to get a black robe. Man.
We're trying to look like a unit here. Come on.
Danny's the only smart one because he got a red robe because he likes ketchup too much. We made him the Grand Wizard just because he liked ketchup.
We thought it was because he could hide the ketchup, but we realized it was all of the suits, Joe.
He likes ketchup more than he hates minorities. That's impressive because he keeps bringing them up. It's not ketchup, it's minorities every time. It's
my favorite thing about ketchup. They name it after a German guy named Heinz. I just think that's fucking awesome. Hail Hitler.
Just some guys, some Nazi guy, the fuck's just eating a hot dog, just casually sprouting off facts about ketchup.
Yeah. They call it fancy ketchup. It's a designation based on the amount of tomato paste present in the sauce. Anyway, Heil Hitler.
That's not what I was going. That's not the bit I was going for at all.
I wanted to start by sharing this with you in case you are looking for a new place. Places opened up in Sausalito, which for people listening, that is if you can picture the golden,
it's a delicious cookie.
It is buddy, Pepperidge Farms, get out of here. But if you can picture the Golden Gate Bridge, one side of the bridge starts in San Francisco. Obviously, most people don't know what's on the other side.
It's Pepperidge Farms.
What's on the other side is Pepperidge Farms, Milano. You got your goldfish. fish, lots of goldfish. But no, the city of Sausalito, which is mainly known for having houseboats, like basically full-size houses that are floating.
Why is a houseboat considered classier than a trailer? Let's really,
it's a floating trailer.
Let's break this down. I'm tired of these Jimmy Buffett so-and-sos trying to tell me how to live my life. Why is a houseboat classier than a trailer? It's no difference. Either way, a storm's coming, it's over.
Yes, that's true. You're either getting done in by a tornado or a tsunami.
And neither one of you's got a foundation. So let's get honest. Your address is temporary. It's problematic at best. You have no permanent address. And also, that's why I don't like food trucks, because you can just eat one day and they're gone the next day. Who am I complaining to? Where am I going to find you? I got to know where you're going to be.
Well, I think it boils down to your crappy home that you can move. Moves to classier areas when you're in a boat.
That's it.
That's the only thing.
It's the same.
Well, you're not going to Miami in your houseboat. You're still going to like the trashier of the ports. You're not in SLO. You're not on Venice Beach in your houseboat. Just like pass me the caviar. You're in Long Beach where you're not supposed to be by like a ship container. Just like being like, watch out for the RUSSs of the Long Beach port.
It's like your houseboat, the thing they have like the patient zero from the opening of any action movie. You know what I mean? A bunch of smugglers. Yeah, you're right. It isn't necessarily as classy as you think it is. I knew a guy who lived on a houseboat in Marina del Rey.
Did he have a kimono?
He didn't wear it.
Okay.
Was he?
It was for guests.
Was he a sergeant in the police? Was his name Murtaugh?
Yeah.
No, he was the type. He was the type.
He had a detective's pour when it comes to the brown party liquor.
He had night terrors. Lots of night terrors.
Well, he was an ex-alcoholic.
If you're in a houseboat, you have night terrors. There's just no way.
That's why you live out there.
Let me sleep on a boat, so in case I freak out, I'm just nowhere near another human.
Yeah,
I'm just surrounded by water,
and I'll wake up if I fall in.
Yeah. A natural moat between my madness and other humans.
Dude, why hasn't a werewolf ever put himself in like a shipping container?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the good way to do it. It's because all werewolves are assholes and they want to make more other werewolves. Like the same reason the guy in the movie didn't kill himself when he was supposed to, because they're dickheads.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
werewolves. Take that. Coming for werewolves.
Werewolf, the original super spreaders.
Yeah, absolutely. So
werewolves won't wear masks.
Where was your friend on the houseboat living? What part of the world was this?
It was in Marina del Rey. And it was behind it was like behind like kind of classy apartments, like kind of more condos.
Right.
Condos that were on the water or near the water with a little walkway and little stuff they could do on their way to the piers and check out the boats and things, and like big fat seagulls. And, the whole thing.
Oh, I go walking out there sometimes. It's fun.
Still trashy and briny. My girlfriend loves to smell to see him. Like, that shit is terrible. I fucking hate it.
My favorite thing I've seen at Marina del Rey is, a lot of times the people on the houseboats will have like little dogs. You can't have a big dog on a houseboat unless you're an asshole, but they'll have the little tiny Yorkies or something. And I saw a Yorkie punk out a seal. And it was the greatest that I was like standing across and there was a gigantic seal just, doing its seal thing on the edge of a dock. And this little Yorkie came running off a houseboat and just kept doing it. And a seal which weighed, probably at least 2 tons just was like, fuck this, and got off the dock. I was like, the confidence.
Everyone's feeling around toy dogs is just like, fuck.
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But I think the seal was like, I don't have the insurance for this. This Karen fuck my shit up.
Well, you know why you can't have a big dog on a houseboat or on a boat in general?
Why is that?
In case you get caught out in the ocean, open water. You don't want something that's as big as you are.
Oh, see, I was going the other way.
I was if something's got to get eaten, you're going to need to be the alpha on this boat. You don't want to be dinner. You want to be,
see, dogs can't assess the situation that quickly, so I'd want a big dog, so I could have more to eat.
Well, I'd want a big dog to like, okay, if we could fight off the pirates, cool. If it's me and the pirates eating them, cool.
I'm not giving the pirates part of my dog. I just met these pirates. I've been with this dog for 6 weeks at least. This dog and I can like communicate. We've been on the boat. We got inside jokes. This pirate's an asshole. I've never even been to Somalia. I don't like this.
Well, dude, I remember the worst shit I've ever heard about on the sea. This guy got marooned. Basically, his ship flipped over. He was on a fishing ship. His ship flipped over, and he was under the water. And all of his friends were around him in adjoining rooms, and he was in an air bubble, like 500 feet under the sea.
Oh my god,
dude! And he could hear sharks eating people in the hallways.
Jesus Christ!
In the hallways, in the bathroom adjoining, and different shit like that. And he was shitting and he was running out of oxygen. And he hears a knock on the fucking door. And it's a diver asshole down there to help him. Somebody said, "Not."
I like that they knock.
Yeah. Go ahead and you know what? Go ahead and kick the door in. That's okay,
dude. But just think about it. Like you've been.
I'm not dressed.
You've been hearing sharks ravage everybody you used to know for like and it was like for 5 days too. It was for like a long. It was like
knocking is the weirdest fucking thing.
Go ahead and I give you permission to ruin this door. But yeah, the reason I bring it up is I just wanted to share. This is like one of the best examples of polishing a turd I have ever seen because they are offering a houseboat-like experience in Sausalito. But this is exactly what the ad says. This is from rentable.com. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, floating loft for rent in Sausalito with great amenities.
What the fuck is a floating loft?
Well, a floating loft in this context is a fishing boat. It is a fishing boat, not a houseboat. Houseboats are honestly more house than boat. I'm willing to give them that credit. This is a fishing boat. This is a deep sea fishing boat, and not particularly a long range one.
Picture like smaller than the ship from Jaws.
Yeah, it's about it's orca sized. It's about maybe a little slightly smaller
to the boat that the Danny Glover character has in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Yes.
With the bolt gun?
Yes.
Yeah. It's similar to that size.
Yeah.
Second Lethal Weapon reference. And I'm going to make it to 5, and they're all going to be organic, and I'm a fucking genius.
But yeah, I wanted to read the description because it's so great. Amazing waterfront living.
That's gross.
This 32-foot 1978 sports sedan fishing boat with a fly bridge and enclosed back deck. It has a high ceiling. Sliding glass entry. Yeah, it's got the high ceiling of the sky. Sliding glass entry. The berth is in a great location at Midway Marina on Bridgeway behind Joinery and Sausalito's. The rent includes a slip fee, use of the marina bathrooms.
What's a slip fee?
That's how much it costs to park a boat at a marina. But it says access to the marina's bathrooms. So there's no shitter on this thing, or at least not one that you're allowed to use.
So basically, you're paying for his dock. You're paying for his rent to rent the space at the dock, basically.
Yeah, that and more, because this particular experience is going to cost you $1,800 a month to stow away on a ship like a like a Dickensian street urchin bound for New York City.
Is he aware we could just like do this anyway? Like he's given the address. I'm sure we could just
not only
sleep
that,
on your boat, bro.
Not only that, but it doesn't say that you're allowed to use this boat. But I'm thinking, like, motherfucker, if I'm paying $1,800 a month, I am stealing your boat from time to time.
Or I'm at least shitting on your boat. Oops, sorry. Oops, count this as part of the slip fee.
But what if you couldn't use the boat? What if they really was an asshole about that? No, you could live in it. But every day I'm going to take it fishing and I'm going to sit on the dock.
I'm for certain that you're not allowed to drive this boat. If you're for sure, like, you can live here, but don't you dare turn this on.
No,
like,
but
I'm sure that's...
No, but Ed means the guy who owns the boat is like, yeah, so I'm going fishing, but you can sleep in. It's cool.
You're just in the back of his boat as he's driving around the Gulf.
Wake up, he's like cruising around Alcatraz in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, and you're just like, hey,
giving tours. He's giving tours on there, and you're asleep in a sleeping bag.
Oh, yeah, that's that's Joe Raines. Don't pay any attention to him. He just lives here.
Just lives here.
Dude, just hot coffee drops on your face at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's a tourist that he's taken out to the bay to look at some seals.
A little kid's ice cream cone wakes you up as it hits you in the face. Mommy, he stole my ice cream.
This bum stole my ice cream. Who are you calling a bum? I live in a loft.
You're in my home.
You're in my floating loft. So this next one's kind of weird. We had a couple of stories, actually, one from Canada and one from Ohio, that were both from the Department of Motor Vehicles, from those two areas, that involve vanity license plates. Bam, do you have a vanity plate on your, what are you rocking these days? Because you used to famously have a Hummer, an H2 back in the day, and a Lamborghini, I think. What are you driving up to the marina to your houseboat?
I have one that says BAM, and then it's like a U, and then I tried to make a longer U, and then another U, and it says BAM. I wanted it to look like a dick in between two BAMs.
They don't have the equal sign and the D and then the bunch of dashes.
Oh, that would have been easier. I should have done it long ways.
Yeah,
instead of top down.
Should have.
Now it just says BAM U BAM.
Yeah, the DMV really should have an equals sign. So you could do an 8 and then an equals a D and then several hyphens. That'd be the ultimate vanity plate, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna make it say boobless, but Dave England beat me to that. So yeah, I just wanted a dick tit fucking my name. But.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I have to explain it. It's fucking annoying.
Well, here's a couple of news stories about vanity license plates. The province of Ontario in Canada released their list of 3,887 personalized license plates that were rejected over the past year for being too rude, too political, or too sexual. So these
3,000 only 3,000 rejected. I would think
Canada's
more.
very nice. They're very nice people. They're not, but I got a few of them and I just wanted to read them because they're fun, and I'll try to do it in the accent. Moistly, COVID, COVID-19, COVID no, no COVID, fuck COVID, fuck COVID-19. Hell yeah. 420 Blaze.
Yeah, brother. 420 Blaze COVID.
The worst license plate to have. You're just getting pulled over every time.
Hey, it's legal in Canada, baby.
Dude, I remember in
Texas,
Texas
it's legal to be high and drive.
Like, if you see like a weed sticker on a car, especially in an illegal state, you're like, oh, you're just saying, hey, come on.
Yeah, I'm a fucking moron. I shop at Spencer's, and I couldn't resist the sweet Bob Marley weed leaf I smoke weed sticker.
Love Kush, cannabis, dank dad.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hennessy, hangover.
What if
fat and sassy, da fat boy.
See, those ones should be okay. You could be self-deprecating. What's wrong with that?
Rubbin' tuggin'.
That's just an advertisement.
The foof. I don't know what that means. The foof. Shocker 666. Chicken butt.
Seems fine.
The foof is probably just some like horrible French slur, and you probably just like
Crapper, Jake Poo, Ah Wee Wee, Dr. Pee Pee, Farter, La Fart.
Can you get your license at 9 in Canada? Is what's going on here?
Got poop.
The only people that want custom license plates are insane.
Yeah.
By my train of thought.
Send nudes. My Cialis. I see poop. You naughty. And finally, piss.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know, man. It's perfectly natural.
Some men like piss.
Yeah. What's the stupidest custom license plate you've ever seen?
I don't remember. I know you try to take pictures of them.
Yeah, I got to put out my Golden State golden plates soon. It's overdue. There was one I saw out here that was called Wolf. It said Wolf Bat.
Hell
I was
yeah.
like, well, that's Danzig. That's got to be Danzig.
So a comic got a license plate that said, I don't remember if it said roaster or I roast.
Yeah,
that's his license plate. I don't want to say who it is, but I see it, and just everyone's making fun of him when he
God, oh, that's awful, dude. I saw one that said RX for sale.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
and then you start honking immediately.
Like, this was in Alabama, too. It was just like,
That is where a lot of the opiates are.
That's exactly where it is, yeah. Yeah.
My custom hillbilly heroin license
Yeah, brother.
plate.
Hell yeah.
I like the people who wanted to just get a COVID-19 license plate.
Yeah, there was a lot of those. It
Yeah.
was really weird. Yeah.
Like too many.
I mean, it is funny, but at the same time, you have to get into the COVID-19 car for what? Years?
Yeah. After more and more of your loved ones die from it, you're driving to their
Just
funeral.
Fuck COVID-19.
They just released today the official list of rejected vanity license plates from Ohio. And I picked out the best ones if you want to hear them. These are plates that the DMV in Ohio was like, no, you can't. And some of these are like very, like, you know exactly when they applied for them. Like, for instance, this one says F. Carol B., which I believe is supposed to be Carol Baskin. From Tiger King.
So like the first month of quarantine, they're like, this will be so funny. And now it's just guys like us going, I think it means.
Another one, and again, you'll know exactly when this happened. In your WAP. W-A-P.
Yeah. I could see why they wouldn't allow that at all.
Yeah. There was one that said F 2020, which how fucking weird would it be to actually get that one? Like, who wants to relive this? Who gives it,
Yeah. Also, you have your license plate for like many years. That's usually not something you change too often.
Right.
So they could be driving around in 2022 with that shit, looking like a real freak.
But yeah, here's some of the other ones. Just tell me what you think. Sucks balls. SUXBALZ.
I'm down with that.
Big Black D. Love that one.
Maybe the D's for Derek.
I like this one because they're incriminating themselves. Fucking AWOL. So they probably they denied that plate and then also probably called the army and was like, "Hey, we found the guy that you were looking for." I like this one. Hating people.
Yeah, I mean, who's not at this point?
Axe murderer. That's a good one.
Violent J.
Yeah, that's.
Why are you getting a license plate that says that?
I like this one. Just says titties. TIDDIEZ. Similar TT Twista. Ate her out.
That's ingenious right there. I got to give them that. I would have never would have thought of that one.
Some suck. I
like trying to get some suck.
Jeep 69. That rules.
Yeah, why is that one not allowed? 69's only dirty if you let your mind make it dirty.
Yeah, what if it's a Willis Jeep from the year 1969? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that, and that's what I'm still saying.
The turd. All right. That's what they call
I want to see the card that's going to go on because it may fit.
I would like to think it's the guy, I got a name, but you probably don't want to hear it. No, what's your nickname, Joe? They call me the turd.
I think Turd would be down to tell everybody his name was Turd, to be honest.
And the last one I got here, I saved the best for last, I think, because it's just so confusing, but I love it. Ass fro.
Ass fro, yeah, I guess. I guess.
I mean, it's just.
I guess if you have a really hairy ass to the point where it is a fro,
It's just fun to think about. Just think about a guy who has so much ass hair that it's a fro. So he's got his butt, but then he's also got like a big hair coming off of it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Bam, what's your favorite app?
For sure, Venmo.
Venmo. Okay, yeah. What is it that you like about Venmo?
Well, I put it out to the fucking fans. I said, let's make a better fucking movie than what these assholes want to make. And I ended up getting a bunch of Venmo requests.
Oh no! What did
so now I owe everybody like more money. Fucking lame.
Well, who are the requests from?
Lawyers and salesmen.
Oh, sure. Yes, pharmaceutical representatives.
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, that's cool. We're gonna this next section. We're gonna be talking about a couple of apps. First up, of course, we're gonna be talking about our old trusty sidearm here as far as funny content goes. Be some citizen updates from the app Citizen, where you can fight crime all by yourself. And also we got a little special appearance in this round from Nextdoor. At Danfinity from Indianapolis sent us something that it's funny, but it's so genteel compared to Los Angeles. He sent us a screenshot from his Citizen app. This is from 9 hours ago. Woman splashed with water.
No. No.
And then in the details it says, police have received a report that a woman was splashed with water.
Well,
what
to which
city?
he replied, well, I never.
Well,
what city is this?
That's Indianapolis. So
Indianapolis?
Crime?
Well,
What happens there?
No, for sure.
Police respond to water splashes?
Well, yeah,
I want to move to Indianapolis.
so he sent me that, and then I just immediately was like, oh, well, here's our most recent ones. Man fighting in street.
Man fighting in street should also be like man fighting to defend what's right. In street.
Man, mad as hell, comma, not going to take it anymore.
Man defending wife's honor in street.
Dares you to step outside, fat boy. Insists you fuck around and find out.
Man not on some old fuck around. Like, this is run by a drunk abusive man.
But yeah, it says man swinging machete at person at 101 and Virgil, which is straight up right next to our house.
That's there, yeah.
But then like a few seconds later it said report of man swinging machete at person at Beverly and Virgil. I was like, oh, he's moving in the other direction.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
Like Naruto ran up the street.
Yeah, Hurricane Ron is moving west.
Oh my god! And then last one here: report of a man armed with a hammer at Effie Street. So it's been, and the sky is yellow. Did we mention the sky is a hellish color at the moment?
I heard in Indianapolis, a lady got a pie stolen from her windowsill.
That's right.
Yeah, it was piping hot. The kids were really hungry for it.
It was that guy with the bindle and the old timey shoe with his big toe sticking out.
Everywhere else is just like an episode of the Andy Griffith Show.
It just cuts to LA. Guy with a fucking
jeepers, Andy.
Where's my bullet? There's a nitro truck coming.
Miss Beauregard needs more apples for her pie making contest, and they're all the way up in the tree. Yeah, people. Some guy is like skull fucking someone he beat to death with a hammer, and there's like kids skipping rope next to him. This guy is like the color that like a dog pukes. You know what I mean?
It is an unnatural hue.
It's like dog stomach bile color.
It's the scene in the time machine where he actually goes too far in time and he just sees the crab monsters dragging herself across the beach going, kill me.
Yeah. Crab monsters are just dudes dressed like Joker.
Yeah, the crab somehow painted the Joker on all the trees and stuff.
Oh my god.
Twisted, brother.
Oh, it's twisted brother.
So twisted outside.
It is twisted out there. Jesus.
Man. Our friend at Danfinity, he's the guy in Indianapolis who, we were talking about Citizen, and he tweeted us the thing where it was like a woman was splashed with water,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a pretty low grade Citizen transgression there. Well, he's updated that. So he sent me, they finally got a report of a hammer wielding man. So Indianapolis, welcome to the club. We've got hammer guys. The report says, police have responded to an unverified report of an intoxicated man chasing another man through the neighborhood with a hammer.
Oh boy, that's not just a guy walking around with a hammer either. That's a
mini boss in Mario Bros, baby.
That's an attempted hammer assault for sure. And I like how they knew one guy was drunk, but the other one possibly wasn't.
He's fine. But then his girlfriend also sent him one to pass on to us that's even better. And I don't know what this means. Report of a man brandishing a witch's stick.
So like a broom?
That's what I thought, but
a magic wand of some sort.
It says police have advised that there may also be a gun on the premises.
Whoa,
it's like, hey, I think that's the headline.
Yeah, that's the thing I think the cops would be more wanting to know.
It's like, listen,
have you got a good Citizen in a minute? I haven't got a good update.
They just updated me on the fucking hurricane.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I was
that's in
gonna
Louisiana.
say.
What the fuck do I need to know about that?
I just get updates about COVID numbers, and then
I get those.
I don't know. Let's see what's going on right now. I'll pull out my phone.
Okay, yeah. But yeah,
it's just a bunch of the white dots, which usually means nothing important.
Yeah.
Report of man with crowbar. That's not important.
Ooh, hey, a crowbar. That's new. I haven't heard of crowbar yet.
Not in a while. Police activity. I love when it's just a police activity. You don't know what's going on, but there's a cop there.
Yeah. I love the witch's stick, though, because it did make me think of, I was like, is the witch's stick the female version of the wizard's staff? Maybe.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Where you drink the beer and then you tape the can to the next beer.
Oh.
You ever seen one of the? You remember that shit?
I know what I've never personally done that, but I know what you're talking about.
It's hilarious. It's I would argue the funnier version of Edward Forty Hands.
Because it doesn't sound as fucking demented.
Right. It's the wizard staff is where for those listening that might not know, once you drink a beer and then you keep the empty on the table, and then when you finish the next beer, you get duct tape the beer to the top of the next beer, and you keep going. And throughout the night, the idea is that you end up with
you keep track how many beers you're drinking.
12 to 15 foot tall staff.
Not a terrible idea.
So, and it becomes really funny when because you're supposed to keep it with you at all times. So if you're a smoker and you have to go outside to smoke, it's really fun to try to get it through the door once it's like 15 feet long and shit.
Jesus Christ! If you have a 15-foot long wizard stick, I would hope you'd be passed out before then.
A lot of my friends had a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's true. When you're young, you can get away with it. When you're young, it's all funny. It's all Steve-O. Dude, I drank 15 feet of beer. And if you're our age, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How did you fit that much beer inside of your body?
You sent me a Citizen update as soon as we quit recording. That was insane.
Oh, yeah, after we were talking about how we haven't had any crazy Citizen app updates lately. Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
400 feet away.
So
this is at 3:04 a.m. Report of group armed with sledgehammers at
plural
at 245 North Westmoreland Ave.
Now that is as close to the Warriors as we've gotten as far as like an identifiable weapon.
Cooper saw some shit.
It was pretty cool. The sledgehammers are kind of more like theatrical. Maybe they were tearing down hostile architecture, but no, I mean, fucking, they're actually woke as hell is what they're doing. But no, the other night, I was on the
Cooper saw something crazier than I've heard anybody else.
Yeah, it was actually pretty cool. I was on the balcony smoking, and then I look down, and two guys drive up in a car, and there's one on the street, and they like talk to each other. And then the guy that was on the street just crouches down behind a car that's like 20 feet away from me, right under the balcony. And then the one guy from the car walks up and talks to some other dudes in a car that's ahead. So there's two cars. But anyway, I'm like trying to not look because it already seems kind of fishy. And I don't want to be implicated or seem like I'm nosy,
Right.
So, but then I do a little peek and I see a guy that's crouching under the car or in front of the car. He has like a Glock. and he's pointing, and I'm like really naive, I like never think things like that. But then I was like, well, what else could it be? And then I remember Kyle Kinane's bit, how he said he saw a guy with a gun and thought it was a microscope, and I was like, I'm not going to be this guy. So yeah, it was a gun, it was a Glock, and then you got a fucking alert later that night, right? That a guy got shot.
Well, yeah. Well, Cooper told me there's a guy with a gun outside, and I was like, bullshit. I look outside, there's 5 guys just in the street looking super sketchy. Like a gang meeting or some drug deal gone wrong type shit. And then, later that night, the report was shots fired and men fighting in the street.
Yeah.
So very likely the same group of men with a gun and fighting each other. Because it was close also. It was like
that's insane.
Less than half a mile away.
I did just want to go back to the sledgehammers for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I like that it's more than one. Because usually it's like there's a guy with a machete. There's a guy with a gun.
Yeah, it's like a theme.
Men with sledgehammers.
Yeah.
Makes me think it's like a gang thing. Like it's that's their shit. Like the baseball Furies and the Warriors.
That'd be funny if they all bought them together. Just 8 guys.
Oh, see, I was thinking they were dressed like the Sledgehammer brothers from Mario 3. They got the shell helmets, all that shit.
I believe, I hate to say it, but we were safe. The 400 feet away is just on the other side of the freeway. That address I read is like the street right behind, like right on the other side of the freeway.
Okay, so if you see,
there, it's just a big encampment area over there, and they all carry blunt objects.
Okay.
They all have big knives or something.
Right.
So it wouldn't surprise me if there was just a big group fight in the middle of the night and it was like, grab your hammers, we're doing this.
I always want to know who's reporting that. Like, no one lives over there. It's just like a bunch of abandoned buildings. There's just some fucking worrywart driving past like,
The weird fucked up part is they're starting to build condos over there.
Yeah.
So there are all these like weird Karen types who are like, I moved in around 3 blocks of homeless people, and now there's homeless people here.
Is that a scimitar? Are they fighting with scimitars in the street?
Just moving into a place, making more people homeless, and then just seeing homeless people fighting and be like, this is a problem.
Right.
But not even doing anything about it, just posting it to other people who are like you.
Well, also just moving into a place that, like, clearly gentrifying a place and being like, wow, there's just, like, a lot of poor people in the street here. It's like, I wonder why. Oh my God, Carter! I lied. I do have one more thing that I have to read you because it made me spit out my cereal I was eating this morning when I read it, and I forgot I put it on my phone.
That sounds good.
Okay. This is just like a police brief from the Westbrook, Maine Police Department, which is near Portland, Maine. Today around 3:30 p.m., multiple 911 calls were received reporting that a male was chasing people with a chainsaw at McDonald's.
Jesus God. That is, well, I mean, where was this?
This was in Portland, Maine.
That sounds like some distinctly LA shit.
Not even the crazy Portland. Not even the crazy Portland. Not even Portland, Oregon. Fucking Portland, Maine.
If you told me that was the McDonald's on Vermont by our house, I would have been like, yeah, that sounds right. But that's... Yeah, no, they're going to have like a team of people to like, counsel people after that. That's insane.
So
that's
this is the rest of the
and he chased. I guess he didn't get anybody.
No, he didn't get anybody. This is the second little bit of the story. The investigation determined that the suspect entered McDonald's with the chainsaw, went behind the counter where the employees were actively preparing food, revved the chainsaw intermittently, and then walked away with a drink and some hamburgers. So he literally hamburgled a McDonald's with a chainsaw.
Dude, I'm telling you, maybe it's the color scheme. Maybe it's like that it is like kind of like shorthand for like soulless corporation, like fake food factory. But that is the place where people lose it, is McDonald's. People don't lose it like this in a Burger King. People fucking lose it at a McDonald's. Like, that's why falling down takes place in a McDonald's-esque restaurant.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. At Burger King, people get busy in the Burger King bathroom. Burger King is about love, as the Humpty Dance tells us.
Absolutely. Burger King is all about love. Impossible Burgers, if you ground them up and make them into like a shake, it's an aphrodisiac. I'm telling you.
So he's he's revving the chainsaw. He stole some hamburgers and a drink. When the manager confronted the suspect in the parking lot, the suspect began chasing the manager with the chainsaw. So,
I mean, you're already doing it. You know what I mean? Like, also, that manager is ball. He's like, all right, I'm going to take control of the situation. Like, don't take control of the situation. Call the cops, man.
Dude, if you're McDonald's and you read this story, you immediately promote that manager to the head of the regional area. Because that's the most hardcore McDonald's manager. If somebody came into my own home with a chainsaw, I would run away. You know, like, I'm not trying to defend the house from a guy with a chainsaw, let alone a shitty McDonald's I work at. Even if I am the fucking manager, I'm out of there.
No, you get the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're the boss. That's in the Bible. The man with the chainsaw makes the rules.
Yeah. Do you think Kirk Cameron had a chainsaw? That's how he made everyone carol. Like, he was like, kept walking around with the chainsaw. Like, they had to carol over the sound of like the engine of the chainsaw.
The suspect also used the chainsaw to damage 2 vehicles in the parking lot. So no humans were hurt, but he did, I guess, try to saw off the rearview mirror of a couple cars, which is pretty gnarly.
Jesus. I mean, well, you know, at this point, he's like, well, I can't chop anyone in half like Ash from Evil Dead style, so I'll just I'll renovate some of these cars. Take some rear view mirrors for the road, you know?
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the circumstance is, and obviously there might be a situation where they are misgendering this person, and they keep referring to him as he and him, but it says the suspect was identified as Alice Sweet, age 26 of Portland. He was charged with robbery, criminal mischief, refusing to submit to arrest, and violation of condition of release. Now, I don't know that for a fact that they're just like misgendering a trans person. I don't know that, but I am instead choosing to believe that this is a modern day Boy Named Sue situation where Alice had just had too much.
Yeah.
So he gave me that name and said goodbye. And I picked up a chainsaw and chased him around a McDonald's.
Some unhinged, balding, kind of like E.T. bodied, but like sunken eyed, like Steve Buscemi, and his name is Brittany.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and that's not his chosen name. That was a name that was given to him at birth, and that was the last day. That was the last day he was going to stand for it.
He could just roll with the punches, but he lives in a Portland, Maine, where everyone's white and everyone's terrible.
Right.
So maybe that's what it is.
I did get a notification from our neighborhood next door, and I just wanted to see if are you on Nextdoor? Have we? I'm sure we've talked about this. I can't remember them.
I don't use Nextdoor. I only use Citizen app because Nextdoor is too infuriating. If I want to get mad, I will read the comments on Citizen app. But lately, Citizen app hasn't even had that much crazy shit going on. I think because of the weather and time of the year, nobody wants to call the cops on people, maybe. Or, I don't know. All the updates are about COVID at this point because LA is so fucked with it.
Right. Well, I got this, I got this one little notification, and I tried to go and read the comments and stuff, and it had been taken down. So the guy who wrote this deleted it from Nextdoor, but it still lived in my email notifications. This is from Silver Lake. Jed Oakmanic says, have been noticing an increase in the number of muscular homeless shifting around in the bins and alleyways as of late.
All right.
He goes, they seem pretty built. Like they could bench press at least 250, maybe 300 pounds. Not sure what is driving this phenomenon. That's it.
The entire post.
That's the update. I noticed that these homeless guys are getting pretty buff.
Damn, he's been checking out the homeless guys for sure.
It's not even a question. It's just a statement of facts as he perceives them. He's like, you know what I know? Like he's like fucking Jerry Seinfeld. You ever notice how?
You ever
notice how buff the hobos are getting?
We must be throwing away weight sets or something.
What do they got in those sticking bindles? Lead ball bearings?
Also, I have not seen anything like that. In fact, I would say quite the opposite of what I usually see.
Yeah, it just seems like everyone's pretty miserable, and it's not good in any way, mind or body.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep an eye out. But
yeah, let me know if you see. Yeah, so some guy, who lives under the bridge that looks like Macho Man or Hulk Hogan or something.
Especially this time of year, I don't understand how he's seeing the build or I don't know. It's just this Jed character. I don't know about him.
Yeah, the post got removed. I don't know if he deleted it or if somebody reported it to Nextdoor. And, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, one of the admins was like, "This isn't anything."
Yeah, this is not a question. It's not news. It is just one crazy guy driving around and being like, "Is it just me or all the homeless guys hot now?"
Well, yeah, I don't. Nextdoor is a crazy app. I don't like it. I feel like people go on there to troll. My parents live next to a guy who's like a Republican, and in Austin, it's a little more Democratic, and he made a post about wanting to go put up Trump signs in people's yards and just purposely to piss a bunch of people off.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to do because people take Nextdoor very serious.
Oh yeah, we talked about on here. My parents had shared one with me from this neighborhood where I am now, where it was a woman who was literally complaining because she was like, "I always hear the ice cream truck, but I never see it." Like, this is not. What the fuck are you talking about?
Where is this damn ice cream truck?
I hear it, but I don't see it. It's like, I don't know.
I need some damn ice cream delivered.
Oh,
that would be. I guess that would be a horrible thing if you just constantly heard ice cream music.
Yeah, but the ice cream truck just never came. It's funny because like this neighborhood is like, it's a circle. It's like a very neighborhood, but we're about, I don't know, 100 yards away from a pretty big main street through town. It's like, I bet the ice cream truck is on Donahue, lady. Like, this isn't that hard to figure out.
Also, I know of several places that sell ice cream.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Go to a gas station. They've got ice cream over there.
I think the problem with Nextdoor is the people who use it aren't online all the time.
Oh,
like
sure.
They don't use other social media, so if somebody's trolling, they just have no clue how to respond to it.
So throughout the run of the Corona Diaries, we've kind of had a rotating cast of characters that have come in here, people that were in our biosphere. I gotta say, I mean, shout out to Cooper Lyden, shout out to MK Paulson next door, shout out to Luke Jensen, who was a roommate at the time. We had so many funny people come in here, but I gotta be honest, I don't think any of them made as much of an impression as our very own Lil Carrot, Daniel Magden. Daniel Magden was a guy that I literally met on the show. His first appearance on the show, he came over to the house. I think I gave him some water. And we were like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then we started recording. And from the word go, one of the most like strange, charming people I've ever been around. So I just wanted to.
He's like your wee man.
He is like our wee man. He really is. Lil Carrot is our wee man. He is a mascot. I think, based on what a lot of the listeners said, they were like, I wasn't sure about this dude, but he won me over. And I think most people are going to, if you don't know Daniel Magden, you're going to feel that way after you hear this little section, this is just a best of Daniel Lil Carrot Magden.
How am I doing, Sam? I've been at your house for a month. How am I doing?
Yeah, let's get into this. Let's do a performance review.
Outside of the shitty dishes I've done.
Yeah, you're bad in the kitchen.
I'm
That's
bad
what
in
I've
the
noticed.
kitchen,
I woke
yeah.
up today and there's jelly smeared all over the sink.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Rivers.
How does that
That's
happen?
what I said. What?
Did you throw the knife? You like spread it on the sandwich? You're like, fuck this shit.
Well, I inadvertently explained that because I ate an edible last night that was way too strong. I passed out at like 10 o'clock. Then I woke up at 5 in the morning. The first thing I thought was, I want a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Okay, yes.
And so I continued to make one in the dark and then tried to clean up after myself in the dark.
I think you should just turn the lights on. I think that might help the problem.
You didn't want someone to know.
So high.
You didn't want people to know.
Exactly, because I was like, I don't want anybody to see me like this.
I get it.
I
don't want God to see what's happening right now.
It's more a shame
I
thing.
can't do this in the Lord's eyes.
But yeah, I am bad in the kitchen. I've never cooked or cleaned for myself. So I'm learning.
Yeah, you are.
I love this so
Go
much.
for the no jelly in the sink. That's the next goal you got to go for.
That's so
I think in
funny,
general,
too.
if you just looked at the counter and floor after you cooked, you'd be good, man.
Wow.
You'd probably see some stuff.
All right. We can bring your health rating up. Okay?
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna.
I think the thing is you're gonna be fine.
Listen, brother, I'm gonna give you an 86, but we're gonna come back next week.
It's gonna be interesting to see when Cooper moves.
Yeah,
in.
because he's
If
even younger than me.
Yeah, if he's more like well maintained than you, that's gonna be embarrassing.
That's gonna be a bad look.
That's gonna be embarrassing. But I have a feeling he won't be.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling he's gonna make me look really good.
Cooper Lyden from LA Comedy Life fame.
Yes,
moving
yes.
in with me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Okay.
you'll be able to resume the series.
Yeah, that dude, I was thinking that, but it was like, what am I going to do? Just annoy Cooper by filming him when
Look,
he's just trying to like watch TV?
You need to transition that series into just
you-
an Instagram
yeah,
where
you
you
showed
just
me.
bother him. Yeah,
Just
trust
harass
me.
your new roommate.
I've thought about this. I've thought about this long and hard because so much of my relationship with Cooper is harassing him.
Yeah. Well, now the
But-
dynamic is different.
Exactly. I have to let him chill in his own
Yeah.
house. I can't just fucking bully him.
Yeah, that was.
We could
Even though he enjoys it, he loves it, but I got to give him a pass until he starts fucking with me, and then it's on.
Or until he leaves jelly on the sink.
Yeah, if he leaves jelly on the sink, he's getting his ass kicked.
It's done.
Dude, that'd be so funny if I just woke up this morning and you just started kicking my ass.
You woke up to me stomping you on your mattress on the floor. I wouldn't even bother to punch you because that would be too much effort.
You had to bend down too
Yeah.
far.
My back, dude, after we walked the other day and then I walked the next day, my back hurt
Dude,
so
I was in
fucking
a lot of
bad.
pain.
I haven't done shit in so long that my walking less than a mile fucked my shit
I need
up.
someone to walk me. Like I need like schedule. Like
I used to do it, but it's just been so hot lately. I've just thrown it
yeah, it's
off.
been a bit cooler today.
Yeah, it's supposed to get cooler in the next couple days. Guys who are listening, thank you. It's going to get cooler. I'm glad you're still listening after that. After I talked about the weather for no reason.
By the way, speaking of preserved food, I figured we'd talk about this for a second.
It's water. And then they have cans of soup.
Oh, thank God.
Soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. These are just protesters. Isn't it wonderful to allow protesting? No. And by the way, the media knows it better than we do. They know what's going on. I don't know.
So
I believe him
Everything
on that
about
last
that
one.
was so insane.
I love it,
I haven't
dude.
heard that until right now.
Oh, good.
Really?
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah.
That's
dude.
fucking nuts.
I've watched it like 5 times.
Dude, well, I was going to ask.
What's the best brand to throw? I think Progresso, probably.
Well, okay,
the
no,
big chunks
I-
make it extra
honestly,
heavy.
chunk, I was a
Dude, I've honestly thought about this. All right, it's this. It's Campbell's Hearty pot roast.
Oh,
because there's the most shit in there. There's potatoes, there's carrots, there's the beef. Beef is like got to be the heaviest, right? And then also the gravy is heavier. That I
You
mean,
should get like
gravy
those
is pretty
canned
heavy.
whole chickens and shit like that.
deviled ham.
Yeah,
Just wing a fucking deviled ham at him,
dude. I'll
yeah,
tell
some
you,
spam or something.
I'm a bit of a chowder aficionado.
Are you?
I would
Oh,
say,
yes,
I would
yes.
say a chowder can would probably knock someone out because the cream is a bit heavier than a broth. You know, you get
That
a
is
chunky
true.
can. He sounds, and I tweeted this. He sounds like Larry David in an episode of Curb.
Dude, I
throwing cans of soup, and it's the perfect size.
And then they say you're innocent. It's soup for my family.
Who said that?
Bags of soup.
Did somebody tell him this,
No.
or did he watch?
He's just riffing, baby.
Yeah, he's definitely right.
He's
This is what he's good at.
It's I wanted to say this because I watched this, and today or whenever it came out, and all it made me think of is my friend of the show, James Austin Johnson, who. He does this incredible Trump impression. He dropped a video, I think last week, of him doing an impression of Trump deconstructing Scooby-Doo. And it's fucking genius. So much so that actually this was cool as hell. Even Bob Odenkirk retweeted it and was like,
that's
this
really
is
cool.
fucking hilarious. And it's so spot on. Listen to this. Compare this to what we just heard, the soup comment. This is James Austin Johnson.
Scooby-Doo. 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 They call him Scooby-Doo. They call show Scooby-Doo. But Scooby doesn't do anything. Scooby is not involved. At the time, Scooby's not even involved. He's just a bystander. It's one of the worst deals we've ever had.
Yeah, so it was so funny watching. I was like, did he see James's video? Like,
did
it's
he
so
steal his bit?
because it's so spot on. Because oh my god, yeah, but it's there's almost
He just gave people ideas.
Oh yeah,
that's all he did.
Well, it's exactly, and it's why like making fun of this guy is so difficult. Like the reason James is able to do it successfully here is because the impression is very good, but also it's just absurd. There's nothing like political about it. But then the next week he's talking about bags of soup on TV.
Dude, and Carl Reiner of all people said it like before the election. It was like the dude's just doing bits.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
So you can't make fun of comedy.
One of the guys I knew that started liking him was because he was funny.
Yeah.
Was because he would go to like rallies and shit and just talk shit.
Yeah, and he would kill.
And
he
would
was
kill.
killing at
he
the last
would kill.
one.
Yeah.
And people like that guy would just be like, dude, no politician's ever done this. It's hilarious. It's like, yeah, it's funny until he
wins.
the fucking president.
Yeah.
And that's all he wanted to do was just getting honest to God, he should have just pivoted into stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. He will. Don't worry. Yeah, absolutely, dude.
I'll be featuring for him in a couple of years.
Yeah, in either January or in 4 years if we're lucky. He'll be out of there and he'll just be on TV.
4 years if we're lucky.
Yeah. He'll be on TV just rambling. He'll just be on TV every fucking day.
They call the show Scooby-Doo and then not deliver on Scooby-Doo. This is not a show about a dog sniffing its ass, okay? This is your show with the mystery damer in a van. And they walk around and they do, they figure out, mystery they're solving.
Yeah, it'll just be that on TV.
Dude, yeah, and like me and my friend were talking about this today is like if Trump was my boss, if he was one of the dudes who ran one of the warehouses I used to work at, like some old rich white guy,
right?
I'd be like, this guy fucking rules.
Yeah,
he's
like this guy's a fucking asshole, but he's
popped up on pills all the
hilarious.
time, and then we go back to work. But when wars could happen because of him, it's not as fun.
Well, when he was running in 2015, I haven't gone back and listened, but I probably should, because at some point on this show, I'm sure I was like, oh, well, he's not going to win, but at least he's making Jeb Bush look like an asshole until he wins.
Yeah,
and then of course
nobody thought he was going to win.
Because him just dunking on Jeb Bush was objectively funny.
He's done a lot of things that were pretty funny.
Yeah, him just to Jeb Bush's face being like, I'm sorry, your brother's a war criminal. Fucking awesome.
Well, nobody ever said he wasn't funny.
Right.
That's nobody.
That's the only admirable. That's not even admirable. A lot of people are funny.
Yeah, everybody agrees on that part of it.
Right. A bunch of. I would say it is kind of the American comedy archetype is like the huge dumb asshole.
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing that's
Yeah, he's
unique about our comedy.
He's the Homer Simpson,
Right.
but
Yeah.
he's
Precisely.
fucking president.
And that's why we all fell in love with him in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, because it's like, oh, he's just this big, rich dumbass. And
Yep.
we all I like cheeseburgers and money. This guy likes cheeseburgers and money. Let's see what wacky shit he's going to get into this week.
Right. There's, like I said, it's hard to even... It's hard to even make fun of a guy just being like, it's bags of soup.
Yeah, because
it's for their family.
I say we go up to Ralph's and go to the soup aisle and beat the fuck out of anybody who tries to get a can of soup off the shelf. Especially if they say it's for their family.
Oh, man.
That's how you know they're lying.
Just this old woman just trying to grab a single can of soup. He's smacking out of her fucking head. No, it's for my family.
Yeah, whatever.
Get the fuck out of here.
You're Antifa.
And also, bricks aren't that heavy.
That's the other thing, yes.
I'm sure they're hard. I mean, I have thrown a brick. Not at anything, just throw a brick.
Everyone is throwing a brick.
Yeah,
it's not that heavy. I like that. He's like, He's like, if you get hit with a can of soup, that's worse because it has force behind it. It's like, I think getting hit with a brick is worse.
I think you'll die if you get hit with a brick. I think.
Yeah. I think if I have the choice between a brick or a can of Friskies.
In fact, I've been hit with the can of soup.
Have you? What happened? Tell us everything.
I mean, not to make it sad, but
oh no,
exactly. As soon as I said I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, you are not open that door.
Yeah. Let's just say I didn't have a great childhood.
Oh my.
And
okay, well, without going into it, what kind of food?
And a can of soup was thrown at me.
What was in the can? What kind of soup?
It was a Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Okay. Oh, classic.
I got I'll
Andy Warhol right to the head.
Exactly.
That's the 9mm.
I'll give Trump
God's caliber.
I didn't get edged with it, so it didn't hurt that bad. It just decided, it kind of hit me perfectly.
Okay,
and
that's
it
nice.
hurts as bad as
would
for any
think,
10-year-old child to get with a can of
Wait,
soup.
what size? Was this a family size or a single?
It was a single serving, so I'll give her that.
I forgive her.
Personally,
maybe she just thought you were hungry.
I was about to say. What were you doing at the time?
I've blocked most of it out.
Sure.
Just episode by episode, I'll reveal one more horrifyingly sad thing about my life.
Okay. I think that'll keep people listening.
Tune in next week. You'll find out what my dad did.
I got a fun story from Terabella, California.
Okay.
And this starts off with two words that I didn't know could go together, but now that I know it's a thing, I want to know everything. Agriculture detectives.
How do you make agriculture detective?
Watson, I have a theory about these turnips.
You know how hard it is to become a real detective. You're like, I've been helping these homicide cases for 10 years, and the chief finally let me make detective. They're like, what? I've looked at so many fucking trees.
That'd be so funny if the policing system worked like it should, and you shot too many people. It's like, well, we're not going to fire you because you've got a pension coming, but we're knocking you down to agriculture detective. This is unacceptable. You were taking away your gun. You're not allowed to talk to humans anymore. You're going to parsnips, okay? You're going to rutabagas. Agriculture detectives recently arrested a Fresno man involved in a quote-unquote elaborate scheme to steal and resell pistachios. As other arrests are expected, more than $350,000 in stolen pistachios are recovered, according to the Tulare County Sheriff's Office.
Dude, I want a movie about this, a gritty crime movie about a man who just stole a bunch of pistachios. But those are the type of schemes I want to get on board with. A pistachio scheme?
My favorite nuts.
There's a 1 in 100 chance you'll get caught with a pistachio. Who's counting the pistachios?
And they're expensive.
Who
you
determines?
can resell them.
What nut expert did they get to be like, Street value, I'd say it's about $300,000.
Detectives were called to Seton Pistachio in Terabella on August 14th for a possible cargo theft, said spokeswoman Ashley Ritchie. Arriving, detectives found the suspects stole the identity of a legitimate trucking company and then used that company's name to secure contracts for the delivery of 2 tractor-trailer loads of pistachios worth more than $294,000.
I mean, that's a pretty good scheme. They should have done something not pistachio. I mean, I guess pistachios make sense because, like I said,
you don't got to get involved with cartels.
Yeah.
You don't
Look, I'm looking for some ways to make some cash. And
now here's where it gets weird. Instead of delivering the product, the suspects took the pistachios to an abandoned property in Selma, California, where they removed the packaging. They then sold the nuts to an unsuspecting buyer in Madera County. Yo, man. Yo, come here, man. Yo, you want some nuts, bro? God.
Check these nuts.
Hey, man, the shipment just came in. It's hot. Don't ask where it came from, but if you want pistachios, I got pistachio.
$350,000 worth of pistachios fell off a truck. You know what I'm saying? 2 trucks, actually. Detectives found the suspects developed an elaborate scheme to carry out their plan, Ritchie said. They used a big rig and stole the 2 trailers from a Fresno business. The trailers were equipped with real-time GPS trackers, which I've never stolen a truck.
yeah,
I could have told you that one. Detectives contacted the owner of the company and were able to track down the suspects as well as all of the pistachios and the stolen trailers. As the crime scene spanned 3 counties, multiple law enforcement agencies were able to track down Bava Singh Sekone, 23 years old of Fresno, as a suspect responsible for the theft, said Ritchie, who was found at the home, arrested, and booked. So they recovered all of the things. And then for some reason they left a thing like, anyone with information on this case is urged to contact this detective. So we have the name and phone number of the agriculture detective.
Can we call them right now?
I kind of want to. His name is Brian DeHaan.
I have a lot of questions.
And you can reach him at 1-800-808-0488. I want to talk to an agriculture detective and be like, yo, bro, what's the most fucked up shit you've ever seen? And they're like, beet juice everywhere. Do you know what beet juice looks like in black and white? Shadows.
Dude, I want to see a noir movie, like a 40s one.
Yes!
That's right, agriculture detective. The sun came up over to Terabella, much like it always does.
It was a rich nut, expensive, salted, heated till it split open in front of me, like the lips of a forgotten lover.
You know, they say a lady is just like a nut. Takes too long to crack. Not enough time to eat.
She walked into my office. Beautiful pear-shaped body. She was, in fact, a pear.
Would you guys throw 5 on some pistachios?
They're my favorite. I mean,
if we had $15, we could buy the big bag.
Oh, yeah,
the bag that you look at and go, damn, I wish I had the balls to spend $16.
Oh, they're expensive as fuck, dude.
Yeah, they're the rich man's
You can
nut.
buy
They really are.
You can buy the small packets for like $1, and you think you're getting a good deal, and you open that bitch. There's
It's like 10
8
nuts,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
8 pistachios in there.
Man, when I was a kid,
and 3 of them can't be opened.
Yeah. You have to break your goddamn
you
teeth.
Really upset about
Well, the ones that can't be opened aren't even good to eat. You're not supposed to eat those
because they don't get the salt on them.
And they're just not mature. When they're mature, they
what
open
happens
up.
if you eat them?
They just taste like fucking shit.
It's hard to,
and you'll hurt your fingernails
teeth,
trying to get in them.
Yeah, you got to put them in these teeth and crack them.
Next week on the pistachio hour.
Yeah. But no, it's an expensive ass nut, and for the reason that it takes like an incredible amount of water. It's like the same thing as almonds. Like, they say like each almond takes a gallon of water to grow.
Really?
Yeah. So
that doesn't seem reasonable.
That doesn't sound right.
I doubt that.
Now
you got the Google machine. Check me.
I'm looking at Kid Rock comments.
I'm gonna go ahead and be the dumb guy because I'm sure there's some. If I have this question, I'm sure someone listening has this question. Where did nuts come from? How do nuts get made? Do they grow? Or is there a nut tree? Well, I guess acorns. Those are nuts.
Tree nuts come from trees, and then of course there's peanuts. Not actually a nut; it's a legume.
Ooh.
They grow underground. They're like a root.
Okay, see now I'm learning. So it's good to ask questions.
Yeah, but almonds, like if you go up to like the Central Valley, like where this happened, they grow almonds, pistachios, pomegranates, apricots, all that shit, and every one of those things takes an incredible amount of water, and it's all like done by just a few companies. It's almost like a cartel up there, and this shit's serious. So this guy who stole these nuts,
so he was fucking with the big dogs.
He's fucking with some real, like the Resnick family, for instance, that owns they own Pistachio Wonderful and Palm Wonderful. Those people, that one family uses enough water for their farms for every resident of San Francisco to have water for 50 years.
Dude, I'm looking at crazy shit right now. I'm wrong. It does take a gallon of water. Guess how much tomato? How many gallons?
I could probably do this math myself. I would say probably, I don't know, 5.
Three.
Okay.
Per tomato or
one
per tomato plant?
One tomato.
One tomato. Yeah.
One walnut.
So what you're saying is vegetables are bad for the environment.
Yeah. One walnut. Take a guess.
Well, yeah.
Chrysler's
2
right
gallons.
Style. 2 gallons?
2 gallons.
Wrong.
4?
5.
5. Yeah, I knew it was a lot.
I didn't know if it would be the same as almonds. You really got off on telling me I was wrong.
Wrong. I pointed my pinky at him too. Wrong. You don't have the chart in front of you. I know I'm right. MotherJones.com. That sounds right.
Yeah.
5.5 gallons for one head of broccoli.
Yeah.
Shit, I like broccoli.
Well, the thing is,
broccoli's good to me.
The thing is, though, this is not an issue in a place that gets a lot of rain. It's only an issue in like the Central Valley, where you literally have to truck in the water from the mountains, and use a lot of state resources to grow this bullshit in places where it shouldn't be.
Dude, one orange. Take a wild
3
gander.
gallons.
2 or 3.
Wrong.
2 or 3.
13.8.
Jesus Christ! What?
Yeah, that's according to this website.
I mean, if you're in a place where, like you said, if you're in a place
If you're
where
in Florida, then that's acceptable. Yeah, because that shit, that's easy. Yeah, but in California, and specifically in the Central Valley, it's like you're wasting so much water for these stupid plants.
I never want to eat again after looking at this shit. There's no way for me to not think about how much water is in everything.
There's no water that goes into a Totino's pizza.
Wrong. You don't want to know how much water goes into an ounce of beef.
Yeah, of course, yeah, because meat is way more wasteful than fucking vegetables.
Damn it! I was starting to be like, I guess it's good. I don't eat veg. I like a child.
One ounce of beef is 106 gallons of water.
Oh, well, that's depressing.
I went into this day thinking agriculture detective was going to be the funniest thing, but I'm glad I don't eat vegetables is funnier.
He's right. I haven't seen him eat a vegetable.
I bought a bag of carrots thinking that I would be like, anytime I'm hungry, I'll just eat a carrot. I have not eaten a single fucking carrot. Do carrots go bad?
What are you, fucking Mr. Ed?
This is the end of Side 1. Side 2 is available now in the Goods from the Woods podcast feed.